Well, hello again friends, and welcome to a somewhat cloudy, but welcome back, if you were watching earlier, to somewhat cloudy Heathrow. Terminal 4, where the last time I checked KLM operated from. No idea if they've moved back to Terminal 2 or whatever the hell's going back on over there. Sign of the times, Ryanair taking up some tarmac space. But anyway, we are off to Schiphol, and oh boy is it looking busy. So, Heathrow, we have 61 departures. Most of those have already gone. And if we have a look at Schiphol, oh god, there's holds at REDFA anyway. There's lots on the ground. 136 arrivals. I don't see how they can manage with one runway. I'm surprised they don't open all of them. I know that's sort of the point, but 136 arrivals is something. Something akin to madness. Anyway, here we are, stand 417. At Heathrow, I've got smart cars running for virtual KLM, but I don't know if they have a time limit on it, and I have Project Fly. Oh, I don't know how this works. Fly, I'm flying. Right, Project Fly is running, great. Maybe I won't use that, it's give me Donut of Doom. Active Sky is connected, and we are good. Welcome back to our trusty Zibo mod. So without further ado, let's jump in. If you are watching, please say hi. And I will do my best to get us to Schiphol. So, into the cockpit as always. So I'm going to turn all the lights up, as we can turn them down a bit later. This is looking a bit more familiar, isn't it? Strobe and steady is on. Panel lights can come on the front. And we'll get the aeroplane powered up in a minute, but payload wise, so Ryanair format as always, because there's no way I can get my head around different formats. I can see our route, Brookman's Park, Brain, and then REDFA, and then the REDFA 1 Alpha. And we're going to expect some holding. So we have got 159 packs, which is almost full. The aircraft has it's got that stupid layout with the business where you just don't have any in the front, which means it's a 186, but we can take 176 max. Whatever, it is what it is. Cargo wise, 2 tons, so let's put 500 up there, and 1500 in the back. Oh, that gets us a little bit far aft, so let's try 1 ton in each. It's still quite far aft. Yeah, something like that will do. So that's the aeroplane loaded. Fuel wise, oh, this is in pounds, this shouldn't be in pounds. So let's go into, that's why it was going squiffy. Over under, I can live with all of these, but what I do need, I'm not too fussed about all of these, but I clearly haven't flown this version for a while. What I do need is kilos, HPA, radio, hide the yoke, FMS. Let's do that. Headset captain. Happy, quick save all to this livery. Right, so let's try that again, shall we? So let's pop 500, 1500. No, still. That'll do. It seems we're probably going to spend most of our time holding. We've got the packs loaded. Let's get the punters on board. And fuel wise, we need, as you can see, additional reserve 45 minutes holding fuel I've added. Final reserve 30 minutes. Our alternate is Brussels, 33 minutes, 1.3 for that. 5% contingency and 1.9 for the trip. It's a very short trip. So block fuel 6628, let's call it 6700. I'm feeling we're going to need some more fuel. Let's get the man from Shell on the way. I don't know if KLM have got air stairs, but the gate clearly doesn't work here, so happy. We got steps. We got aeroplane fueling. We are happy. So, obviously we should have done this before we got the punters on. Let's get the AP on.
Runway 27 right. Transition level, flight level.
121.
Speed limit 254.
9254, readability.
Right, they work. So let's see who's online. I think there's no delivery. We need 1218 for ground. Tower is 1185, that's fine. So we need 121.
Keep it up, because I can speak very loud. Stand 511.
Too much chat. Oh, I need to turn that off because that's just giving me a headache. So let's have a listen to the ATIS while we're here.
9254, roger, you're cleared to Gatwick, it's for Maxit.
That's interesting, isn't it? 128075 is what we need. 280.
Open current QNH on first contact with Heathrow. Heathrow information Yankee. Time 1750. Automatic. Arrival runway 27 left. Departure runway 27 right. Transition level, flight level 70. Surface wind 180. 5 knots. Visibility 10. Kilometers or more overcast 3,300 feet. Temperature +13. Dew point +8. QNH 1016. Acknowledge a receipt of it.
Happy. Good. So we are good for that. That's an odd setting. 270 is fine initially for the courses. So one thing we should have done, oh hello, was get the RSs aligning. Inertial reference system versus inertial navigation system. We are upside down. Damper can come on, crossfeed on, right, dim, off, bright. Fine, we're getting fueled, pumps can stay off. Cabin util IFE packs are on. Lights are off, belts are off. Igniters to right, diff pressure 0, pumps can come on. Window heater comes on. Set the AC as we like. Packs can come to auto. Isolation valve is open. APU bleed goes on. Actually no, let's leave that off. 270 is what we're going to expect, although I'm not sure we will get that. Schiphol is going to be 0 because it's below sea level. That's the initial overhead done. 2000 set, radios are set, lights are set. So, let's get the FMC working. 737-800 winglets, yes. 26k engines, yes. Nav data is current. Good till May the 20th. We're at Echo Golf Lima Lima, where we don't often operate from. We are on stand 4, let me just scribble this down again, 417. And GPS left goes into the IRS position. If you are watching, please say hi. Says somebody is. And we are off to Echo Hotel Alpha Mike EHA. We are vKLM 7 Delta X-ray. And I'm not going to bother typing the route in because we've got it here and it's pretty simple. So we are off to Providence Park. Hello Entity, good to see you again after a whistle stop. Change of fleets, change of company, and yeah, it's good to get back into the 737. As amazing as Concorde is, We've got 6.7, which is just enough for a taxi and not even a circuit, to be honest. So Quebec 295 to Brain. And then Mike 197 to REDFA. That's it, that's our route. Activate, execute. What we can do is look at the total distance 205 to EHAM. Ground distance, air distance 197, fine, close enough. Ground distance, yeah, okay, might be a little bit further, but that is within the realms of possibility. So performance-wise, 0 fuel weight, 59.2, we're a little bit light, so clearly my sim brief profile needs updating. Let's have a look. Trip and taxi 2.1. That's 15 minutes taxi, which is probably about right for where we are. We've got to cross the runway and go over the other side. Reserves 2.4, round up to 2.5, round up again to 2.6, and scroll that down on the other page. Write it down nice and big, and then each tank is going to be 1300 and 1300. That is what is going to set us off. So cost index 1.5. I don't think there's much point in going much quicker than that, seeing as we're going to be holding. We are filing for 270. Topical line wind is 278 to 1. And the ISA deviation is +1. Enter, execute, we'll do the takeoff performance. In a little while, let's call up and get clearance first. So we want 1218. We need to set that 1016. Set auto brake RTO. Is frames doing about 30 and solid, which is fine.
Ground, good evening. KLM 227 requesting line clearance to Schiphol, please. KLM 227 report stand number. We're at stand 19, KLM 227. KLM 227, thank you. Cleared Amsterdam, frame 1 X-ray, smoke 6255, connect 1015. Cleared to Schiphol, frame 1 X-ray departure, smoke 6255, connect 115. KLM 227, correct.
Heathrow ground, good evening. KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, this is the other ground.
Apologies, no worries, see you later. Good, so let me just check that.
Ground DC 929 with you, stand 112.
Okay, so 1185. That is Gatwick, no wonder there was that much interference. So, tower we've got 11972, we might be over to next.
Skipper 546, ready to taxi. Fed 546, taxi Alpha, hold at Pluto. Taxi that Alpha, holding at Pluto.
This guy's going to be busy.
Thank you. Fed 546, check for squawk 0553. Sorry about that. Fed 156, contact London Control 129.425.
2942 is who we can expect to speak to next. Heathrow Tower, good evening. KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, Heathrow Tower, hello, pass your message.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray 737-800, stand 417, information Yankee QNH 1016, request departure clearance to Schiphol, please.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, cleared to Schiphol, Brookman's Park 7 Fox, squawk 7315.
Cleared to Schiphol, Brookman's Park 7 Foxtrot departure, squawk 7315, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, read back correct.
Cool. So, 7.
Capital, hello, Zibo 668 with Yankee type A321 QNH 1016, requesting clearance to Golf Mike X-ray.
Zibo 668, Heathrow Tower, just confirm your aircraft type.
I missed it out.
A321.
Zibo 668, thank you, and your clearance is to Marrakesh, Golxy 2 Foxtrot departure. departure, squawk 116 tree.
Okay, so Brooklyn's Hawk 7 Foxtrot is fine. Wow.
Cleveland America's Ghost Creek 2 Foxtrot departure, squawk 1163,
We are going to need lots of ADFs. Lots of switcheroos. 1136.
Qatari 2, roger, taxi right on Sierra, hold short of Victor. Right Sierra, road Victor,
So, got those nav aids
Clear
set.
Concorde 9011 at Sierra Bravo Tree, cross runway 27 left.
So we are going to be 41 on this one.
Zero Concord 9011.
And on this one, we are going to need the Chiltern yes. 277.
546, correction, hold short of taxiway hotel.
Because we're going to need VOR1,
Hotel,
ADF 2,
thank you.
and we are going to track that outbound and then swap them over.
LHR-AMS 1977.
6,000 is the initial out.
Clemens Amsterdam, Brookman's Park 7 Fox departure, squawk 3443.
Understand Amsterdam, Brooklyn. 7 Foxtrot, 4733.
KLM 1977 negative, your
064.
squawk is 6253.
And it's 298 right turn after departure. There we go, so we are set up for departure.
KLM
Let's crack on with
1977, your
the
squawk is
departure 27 right.
6253.
27
1977, we're squawking 6253.
Got the weather, let's do the
KLM
calculation.
1977, thanks, read correct.
And we are going to do
Clear 9254, taxi via Alpha, hold short of hotel.
27,
Taxi,
27 right,
Vulkan, speed midnight 254.
22k.
9011 at the minute, you're taxiing across the grass for me, so taxi, so free join taxiway Bravo.
Keep the ground, I'm showing I'm on the taxiway, but yes, rejoining taxiway Bravo, speak for Concord 9011.
Okay, what scenery have you got?
I'm right on the taxiway, just short of the
Oh god,
Bravo taxiway. Speak for Concord 9011.
dear god. Right, minimum flap 1100.
Okay, sure. Taxi via Bravo, hold it Titan.
Taxi via Bravo, hold it tight, speak for Concord 9011.
So,
Qatari 2 at Sierra Bravo Tree, cross runway 27 left.
happy. So, performance is done.
Cross 27 left.
22k. No, 22k and 34 on the select temperature.
Peace Hotel, good evening. Speedboat 916 November, what's used, and 521, transmission Yankee.
Flap 5.
QNH 1016,
5.5 on the trim.
Clearance to Frankfurt, please. 0916 November, hello, cleared Frankfurt, Detling to Fox, squawk 3425.
We know the wind is 180 at 5. So there's nothing for noise abatement. So I'm going to accelerate us up early. There's no specific noise abatement, it's just noise volumes. So for this we have 143, 143, 146. That's interesting. So let's take the calculated performance. Let's get 146 up. We know it is 7 Foxtrot, 27 right. And just going to execute that. Of course, you would check in reality. You know it is the REDFA arrival, so we can pop that in and do the rest. Get there. On the takeoff page, so there it is. Legs set. It's set. Let's get the pack sat down and the APU started. let's get all shut. We can pre-plan. Not going to be going anywhere other than here. Okay, maybe that wasn't not ideal. Let's just do that instead. That seems to have worked quite well.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Minimise the performance. Hello again, Rick. Let's go to Schiphol. I said it right. My accent is clearly not Dutch. So, just waiting for the APU to come online. It's online. We can get the bleed on. And we've got belts fully on. So,
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Security of your seatbelt.
get that set. And we like ground services, better push back. And we'll call up ready to push once they have connected. So we've got 6.7 on board. What's the weather like in Schiphol? 3306 knots, 10k, a few clouds at 3000. No significant change. Looks alright. Let's hope they open up another runway.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So let's get flight directors on both sides. Oh god, this is so modern compared to what I've experienced before. So I'm glad you guys are alright. It's good to be back at home in the 7.3. Only Concorde had these things, which I'm sure it could have done. Hey ho, there we go. So, we want to be...
Dreamer Concorde 9011.
south maybe. If we get switched over, it doesn't matter. We are...
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Concorde 9011, the surface wind 160 degrees, 5 knots, runway 27 right, cleared for takeoff.
Should we see what type that looks like? Is it going to be an A3?
Copy winds, clear for takeoff.
It
Right,
is.
Speedbird 9011, Concorde. Speedbird 685 left Alpha, parking stand 517.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, them 7 Delta X-ray stand 417, request push and start. Get plenty of time.
609 of the surface wind 160 degrees, 5 knots, runway 27 left, you clear to land. Rapid Speedbird 609. 609, 27 left, you clear to land for wind 160 degrees, 5 knots. 609, roger. 3800, contact London Control 127.1, bye-bye. 127.125, Spirit 00, ciao ciao. Ciao. Spirit Concorde 9011, the surface wind 27, correction, 160 degrees, 5 knots, runway 27 right, you are clear for takeoff.
Which means hurry the chuff up. Especially when you're burning enough for all of that fuel.
Right, Speedbird Concorde 9011, copy winds.
Speedbird 546 is holding at Alpha 4.
Spirit 546, I know. Qatari 2 via Alpha 2, line up runway 27 right. I am definitely right.
Oh, come on. So it's just been chopping some chocolate while I wait.
LHR, KLM 1977 off the stand 533. We are ready for taxi.
KLM 1977, stand by.
It's far too busy a place just to have one tower controller.
Okay, November 409 Kilo Whiskey, Heathrow.
On frequency 409 Kilo Whiskey.
Hello, my
November
aviation.
409
Good to see
Kilo
you again.
Whiskey, after departure, runway 27 left, fly runway heading, climb to altitude 4,000 feet, squawk 5013.
27 left, runway heading, maintain 4,000, squawk 5013 for November 409 Kilo Whiskey.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, route back correct, start approved, hold position, start approved, report ready to taxi.
We'll report when ready to taxi 409 Kilo Whiskey.
Vehicle 17 Tango Sierra.
And it was a mistake coming here.
0609er, left on Alpha, parking stand 5, correction, left Alpha Yankee, stand 519er.
Report 609 Roger.
Speed 17 Sierra, correction, speed 17 Tango Sierra, Heathrow Tower, hello, 27 left, you clear to land for wind 160 degrees 5 knots.
Clear to land from 27 left, speedbird 17 Tango Sierra.
Qatari 2, with surface wind 180 degrees 5 knots, 27 right, you are cleared for takeoff.
Clear takeoff 27 right, Qatari 2.
Spirit Concorde 9011, contact London Control 129.425.
London Control 129.45, London. Thank you very much, Speedbird Concorde 9011.
Speedbird 546 behind, we're departing Qatari 777-300 via Alpha 4, line up runway 27 right and wait behind.
Line up and wait behind the Qatari aircraft.
Oh boy. Seems like everyone, first day out, comes here. Okay, them 7 Delta X-ray stand 417, request push and stop.
Spirit 9254 via Alpha 4, line up runway 27 right, caution 1 intersection departure ahead.
So that Concorde was off to Boston.
34 November.
Ooh. Fuel on board, 4 hours.
34 November, hello, continue, number 2.
Brave.
Continue 27 left, 34 November. Spirit 9254, Alpha 3, line up 27 right, there's 1 intersection ahead.
Heading up, runway 27 right, Speedbird 9254.
Melbourne 31,500 Qatari 2.
Okay, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, stand 417, push and start approved.
Push to start approved, stand 417 KLM to 7 Delta X-ray, thanks.
KLM 1977,
Let's
taxi via
get
Bravo, hold short of Echo.
Going.
Bravo, short of Echo 1977.
Qatari 2, contact London Control 129.425, bye-bye.
129.425, bye.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, stand, sorry, I've given you that already.
Good lad, he is busy.
Anyone else I've missed? Do I need to call back? Call son only.
Good evening, ladies and
Super
gentlemen.
792, hello, you're clear
Okay,
to
door shut.
Gothenburg, Brooklands Park 7,
Soft.
Foxtrot departure.
1940.
6244.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
So a bit of a long push, we won't start the engines up just yet.
Keep us favored 28 Golf, you stand 503, requesting clearance to Dublin as well.
Hello, 2 Golf, standby number 1.
Speedbird 17 Tango Sierra, making runway 27.
Spirit 17 Tango Sierra, second left onto Bravo, Charlie, parking stand
Very
541.
busy. Why would you put yourself through this much punishment? So,
Bravo, Charlie,
hello, Joseph.
Speedbird 17 Tango Sierra.
have you been on before?
541, no read back
If not,
required, brake brakes, Spirit
welcome.
34
If you
November,
have,
runway
good
27
to
left,
see you
you are
again.
clear to land for
Sorry, I
wind
don't remember.
160 degrees 5 knots.
Morgan Stone is the tower controller.
Spirit 546, 27 right, you are cleared for takeoff for wind 160 degrees 5 knots.
Clear for takeoff 27 right, for Speedbird 546.
Okay.
Thank you.
Probably going to be sat here for a while, so there's no real rush to get the engines done. Packs off. Acceleration valves open. And starts engine number 2. This looks like it's going to be a holding tutorial for holding on the ground and holding in the air. So let's see how Zibo performs. I think people have been moaning about certain things. So we will see. The flight time is 42 minutes from takeoff, but I think we're going to be holding for probably about the same amount of time. Fuel 25, N2, fuel on.
Speedbird Concorde 1.
Hey, Concorde 1, Heathrow Tower, hello, continue approach, runway 27 left, you're becoming number 1, the wind 160 degrees, 5 knots.
Speedbird 1, continue.
Operation complete.
No, brake
Set
set.
parking brake.
Starter cut out.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So let's start engine number 1. Number 2 is stable, 246.
Tower here, Oscar 92, Oscar requesting clearance to Charles de Gaulle, stand 249.
Disconnect we can, looking for 25% on max motoring, which is there, fuel on.
Who was for station calling for clearance?
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, starter cut out. 2, 4, 6 and 3, stable engine, fuel flow of 30.
546, contact landing control 129.425.
Hundreds of kilos, not
129.425 for London.
thousands.
Thanks for your help and patience. Bye.
Bye-bye, Spirit 3 for November.
God, there's a
Right
sign
onto
off,
Alpha,
isn't it?
left Delta, stand
Oh, the joys
564.
of VATSIM. This is, I think, okay, we've seen it. This is why I think I don't play at Heathrow very often.
Spirit 90254, runway 27 right, you cleared for takeoff.
Mental
for wind
abilities.
160 degrees, 5 knots.
No anti-ice required. Reverse C on the VACS. Flap 5.
KLM 1977 at Echo, join Alpha, taxi to Pluto.
Understand Echo. Alpha to Pluto. 1977.
Speedbird 1.
Spirit Concorde 127 left, clear land, wind 160 degrees, 5.
Speedbird 1, clear lunch.
Another A380, I need to sort that out. Okay, flight control check, full forward, full left, full left, full right, that's funny.
Spirit 668, stand 512, push and
I
start.
think his landing was better than mine. Clear on the rudder.
Face north, Seabird 668.
Trim set. Recalls checked. No lights. Gens on, APU's off, start switches continuous.
Spirit 916
Anti-ice
November, stand
off.
521, push and start approved, face east.
Probes are on.
Push and start approved.
Air conditioning, cruise set, PAX auto, bleeds on,
Spirit
ISO's
Concorde 1,
auto.
vacate to the left.
Flap 5 required, 5 selected, and
Speedbird 1,
relight.
request vacate to the right for Terminal 5.
Spirit Concorde 1, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Roll
stab
to
trim.
the end of vacate right, Speedbird 1.
5.5.
Not to the end, I've got an aircraft on final, please expedite right.
Stab trim, set.
Speedbird 1 will expedite right.
Start levers, idle. No, why wouldn't they be?
Spirit 175.
Flight controls checked, recalls checked, ready to taxi. Just
Thanks,
blank
bye.
the lower DU. KLM 7 Delta X-ray, request taxi.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, taxi straight ahead, hold at Sierra Bravo tree, hold short 27 left.
Taxi, straight ahead, Sierra Bravo 3, hold short 27 left, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, landing traffic is 9 miles at Sierra Bravo tree, cross runway 27 left.
Landing traffic 9 miles, cross via Sierra Bravo 3, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, thanks. So,
Clear Concorde 1, second
clear
right
left.
onto Bravo, left Delta, stand
clear right.
566.
Right onto Bravo.
Brakes off,
and
conflicts
566
checked.
for the stand, Speedbird 1.
Let's get going and not muck about, 9 miles. So, straight ahead, Sierra Bravo 3, cross, and then we'll hold short November 3. That's busy, isn't it? Oh, the ground speed's got bigger. It's probably the only thing I've noticed. Let's take that guy out.
Silver 792, stand 512, fully ready.
Spirit 792, stand 514, push and start approved, face to the north.
Push out approved, face north, Silver 792.
So, we have been cleared to cross.
No, Spirit 792, disregard last hold position, I'll call you back.
What position, Silver 792?
And we will pop the landing lights
Sri
on.
Lankan 573.
Sri Lankan 503, Heathrow, hello, I've just got one crossing, continue approach 27 left, number 1.
Number 1, Sri Lankan 503.
Spirit 80, Golf Heathrow.
Go ahead.
Spirit 80 Golf, hello.
Approaching
Dublin,
27 left.
Squawk 4450. Spirit Dublin via Compton 3 Fox, Squawk 4450, Spirit 82 Golf, 3 back direct, Spirit break, KLM 7
right.
Delta X-ray, first right onto Alpha, hold it, Saturn.
That's right, Alpha holds Saturn, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 1977, any intersection, 27 right, you are cleared for takeoff for wind 160 degrees at 5.
Now I've just got to try and find Saturn.
Clear takeoff, KLM 1977.
Alpha all the way round to Saturn. Much as VATSIM is free.
Here, Oscar 93 Oscar, requesting clearance to take off. Requesting clearance to Charles de Gaulle.
10 knots, a little bit quick.
Oscar 93
So
Oscar,
we're going to
hello.
follow
Your flight plan
Alpha
is
all the way
invalid.
round.
I need you to get another routing that goes by Midhurst, Mike
Second
India
left,
Delta.
I think.
Tower, copy that. Oscar 93 Oscar.
Yeah, belts are on.
For Lankan 503,
It's not going to be that bad.
27 left, you are cleared to land for wind 160 degrees at
So
5.
it looks like down the end and do a lift. Yes, Alpha all the way round. It's not going to be as dramatic as Concorde. It's only going to be easier on my brain. Oh, a little bit of meshy doodahs. Oh, I hope the airplane doesn't get squashed here. See that little ridge? Bit less than ideal. Hope we don't get beached.
Dutch 77 Tango, 773 into the L stand 543 with CD 1015, current to Lisbon, please.
Crunch. That probably would have taken the cowlings off, wouldn't it?
Spirit 77 Tango, hello, stand by number 1.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. I need to go to the bathroom.
Eagle Tower, shuttle 21 X-ray. Shuttle 21 X-ray, hello, continue 27 left, becoming number 1, the surface wind 160
So
at 5.
we will arm VNAV and our nav for takeoff.
Shuttle 21 X-ray.
Going all the way up to Saturn, which is not that far. So it's the next holding point up here, where it splits.
Seabird 668, fully ready for taxi.
So just up here is the hold.
All stations on the ground, can you just bear with me 1 sec, I'll call you back in turn. KLM 1977, contact London 118.475.
So hold here.
118.475, so long.
He's busy.
Right, Sri Lankan 503, second left Bravo, right Foxtrot, stand 319er.
Left Bravo, right Foxtrot 319er, Sri Lankan 503.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, we have a bit of an issue, but taxi link 23, hold at Alpha 1.
Taxi link 23, hold Alpha 1, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Okay, so that'll be right round. Do a right. The issue might be capacity.
160 degrees at 5. Land 27 left, 668 Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Taxi Alpha, hold 2 to Seabird 668.
And Spirit 7902, once the company A321 clears behind, 513, push approved, face north.
513, push approved, face north, behind the company 321, Spirit 792.
So Alpha 1, follow this all the way down, and we look like we're going to be holding out of the way of everybody else, which is fine.
KLM 79, correction, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Amsterdam have actually stopped all inbound from the LTM at the minute. I'm not sure how long the delay is going to be, but I'll call you back.
Roger, we'll hold here, and if it's more than about 5 or 10 minutes, we'll consider shutting down an engine, but to be expected, thanks. 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, Roger. I'll coordinate with Amsterdam as best as I can.
Sure, no worries. If you get an estimated time, just let us know. Cheers. 7 Delta X-ray. Great. So Alpha 1, we can sit here for a while, which in reality is pretty sensible, but I think maybe Schiphol maybe need to think about not holding a single runway event when they've got so many aircraft inbound.
Shuttle 21 X-ray left Alpha.
So that'll do us.
Hold short of Yankee, expect stand
Brakes on.
519er.
Aeroplane is effectively good to go.
Left Alpha, hold short of Yankee, stand 519, expect. Shuttle 2 377 Tango, Heathrow.
Gonna need flow control just like in real life.
Speedbird 77 Tango, Heathrow Tower.
Sorry, Speedbird 77 Tango, last message.
That's nice.
Hello, Lisbon,
See some
Galaxy 2 Foxtrot.
departing traffic over there. Oh, or maybe they're arriving, a bit like in reality.
Split Lisbon,
Let's have a
Galaxy
look.
2 Foxtrot, 2207, Speedbird 77 Tango.
277 Tango, correct. East Hotel, Speedbird 916 November, ready to taxi. Speedbird 916 November, Yankee, second left Bravo, hold short of Charlie.
Yeah, looks like
Taxi Yankee.
Schiphol traffic.
Bravo, short Charlie, Speedbird 916 November.
Heathrow Tower, good evening. Speedbird 395 on stun 534, 737, information Zulu, QNH 1015, close to Chicago.
Well, this is fun.
Heathrow, hello, Chicago.
At least we're being held on the ground.
Squawk 7644.
Chicago, Constant 3 Fox 7644, Speedbird 395.
Speedbird 395, correct.
So if we open up the APU, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Second left on Bravo, AFAM. Second left on Bravo.
Tower, once you're
Maybe we'll be going to Brussels.
Ride, November 409 Kilo Whiskey is with you near Lake 41, ready to taxi.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, left hand turn, taxi to holding point Sierra Bravo 3, hold runway 27 left.
Sierra Bravo 3 to holding runway 27 left for 409 Kilo Whiskey.
We could go to Eindhoven. Could we get into Den Helder? Maybe. But who's going to control us in? Oh no, maybe not. 4,100 feet of runway. Might be a bit of a stretch. What about Rotterdam? You fancy going to Rotterdam? That would be close-ish.
Speedbird 792, ready taxi.
Rotterdam's got a big enough runway, 7,200 feet.
Pluto.
Well, I've been to Rotterdam, it's a nice little place.
Pluto, just like now we are able Alpha 5 Speedbird 792. Speedbird 792, roger.
Yeah, we could think about Rotterdam, get the punters closer, as we, if you want to go to Holland.
Oscar 93 Oscar, you are cleared to Paris.
Oh, well, let's
Mike India Delta
have a nice look at the
Foxtrot departure,
aeroplane.
Squawk 7257.
And this is one of the default ones that comes with the mod. I'm going to treat myself to my last chocolate just yet. We are looking sad and forlorn.
Short 21 X-ray, left Yankee, stand 519. Left Yankee, stand 519, you can do all this.
Has QNH changed? Nope.
Tower, consider.
Oscar 93 Oscar, you can't just say that, I need a full read back of the clearance.
Oh, it seems like Heathrow is the noob destination.
Tower clear to LSPG, departure, a squawk 7257.
And the QNH,
Oscar 93
that's
officer,
mandatory.
acknowledge it's for Mike India Delta 4 Foxtrot departure.
Tower departed Mike India Delta 4 Foxtrot.
Oscar 93 Oscar, correct. Are you able to fly that departure?
Brutal VATSIM.
Yes, Tower, yes, I think so. I'm new on this thing, actually, sorry.
Oscar 93 Oscar, that's fine. And you need an odd flight level to
This
go
is
eastbound. So flight level
potentially-
210 or flight level 230.
Yeah, nice. I think.
Tower, flight level
Oh
210.
goodness.
Oscar 93 Oscar, roger.
It is interesting. Like, if this was your first time, maybe Heathrow isn't the place to come.
Clear 9151, unreadable, just static. Break. November 409 Kilo Whiskey. So your departure controller is currently unresponsive in terms of coordination, so it might be a short delay for your departure.
No worries, we've got patience. 409 Kilo Whiskey, holding short at CR Bravo 3, holding short 27 left.
Cleared 668 from intersection Alpha 4, runway 27 right, you're cleared for takeoff, for wind 160 degrees at 5.
Alright, intersection Alpha 4, clear for takeoff, 27 right, speedbird 6
Let's have a look.
Evo Tower, speedbird 9151 for radio check.
So 6458 is what we should have taken off with.
Speedbird 9151, 747400, stand 545 with information Zulu QNH 1015, requesting clearance Campbell.
Clear 9151, clearance is to Campbell,
Which is bad now.
Compton 3 Foxtrot, squawk tree 76.
Clearance to Campbell, Compton 3 Foxtrot departure, squawk 3376, speedbird 9151.
Clear 9151, correct.
277 Tango, stand 543, requesting mission start.
787 800 requesting clearance to Edinburgh, please.
Clear 77 Tango, stand 543, push and start approved, face north.
Push and start approved to the north, 277 Tango.
Station calling for clearance with call sign only.
Shuttle 8 Yankee.
Shuttle 8 Yankee, hello. So you're cleared to Edinburgh. It's the UMLAT 1 Foxtrot departure. After UMLAT, Tango 418 to Welling, Tango 420, then it's filed. Squawk 0470.
Have to write that
Unfortunately, I
down.
only got one UMLAT 1 from that. I'm going to ask you to repeat that, Shuttle 8 Yankee.
Shuttle 8 Yankee, sorry. You're cleared to Edinburgh. UMLAT 1 Foxtrot departure. After UMLAT, it's for Tango 418 to Welling, then for Tango 420 to Trent, then it's filed. Squawk 0470.
Roger, cleared to Edinburgh by the UMLAT 1 Foxtrot, and then after UMLAT, it is the Tango 418 to Welling, Tango 420 to Trent, and then squawk 0470.
He's busy. And he's got to do all this clearance junk as well.
Correct. Break. Speed with 916 November. Apologies. Continue via Bravo. Hold it Titan.
No worries, continue Bravo from Titan. Thanks very much, speedbird 916 November.
Heathrow speedbird 28 Golf ready for push, not stand 503.
28 Golf. Sorry. Your call sign is speedbird 82 Golf and 503. Push and start approved. Face east.
Apologies, I forgot. So speedbird 82 Golf and push and start approved face east.
Yeah, you're not the Boston flight. You're the Dublin flight. Don't get too excited.
Either Tower,
At least they can have some fun.
293 at stand 546, Boeing 787 requesting IFR clearance to Washington Dulles with information Zulu.
Clear, another 293, hello, clear Dulles, Compton 3 Foxtrot
Maybe we should
departure,
do
squawk
a few more Concorde
7677.
trips. I think they're probably more. Actually, I suppose a 3-hour trip I could do in the evening after work.
Departure, squawk 767.
Time it right, have dinner in the cruise.
Clear 293, we're back to right.
Heathrow Tower, good evening. Airport to go 28 Charlie, Aviator 200, stand 219, information Zulu, request clearance to listen.
Airport to go 28 Charlie, hello, standby.
Hello. Wrong window. Right, I'll tell you what we can do. We can put the December forecasts in. So it'll be 200, 150, 100. Might as well do that while we're sat here, waiting for the chaos to abate. probably not going to be any time soon. This will be rather depressing. Don't know what they can do about not releasing anyone. I mean, that level of coordination must be just such a headache. So 279 35 278 23 100 is 273.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray Heathrow.
Go ahead, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, hello, I've just been on the landline with Sector 13 in Amsterdam. They're saying it's probably going to be about another 10 minutes because they're currently holding at REDFA. So you can shut one down at Alpha 1, but it's going to be minimum MDI of 10 minutes.
Roger, thanks. We'll shut one down and aim for 10 minutes. I'll probably just go for a toilet break as well and call you back. 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, roger.
Cool. So,
Spirit 792,
pop that in.
Houston, right, you are cleared for takeoff for wind 160 degrees at flight.
And what I'll do is I'll start the stopwatch.
792, thank you.
We can put in
Spirit 395, stand 534, ready for approach and start.
Spirit 395, stand 534, push approved, face to the north.
Let's have a look at
Push
chance
to the
for
north,
Schiphol.
speedbird 395.
And Portugal 28 Charlie Heathrow, sorry about that, you're cleared to Lisbon, Galaxy 2 Foxtrot departure, your squawk is 2210.
Gives us transition level 40.
Clear to Lisbon, Galaxy 2 departure, squawk is 2210, Air Portugal 28 Charlie.
That's fine.
Portugal 28 Charlie, just confirm Galaxy 2 Foxtrot.
How much are we going to save by shutting one down?
Departure, Air Portugal 28 Charlie.
So let's shut down number 1. I'll think about that. What do I need to do to shut it down? So we can...
Speedbird 9151 for push and start.
Actually, I don't even think we need the APU, do we?
Sorry, station calling, say again.
So we
Speedbird
can open up the
9151
packs.
for push and start.
Spirit 9151, hold position.
If we shut down
Speedbird
one,
9151.
are we going to have enough to get it? No, it's going to be a
Spirit
cross split, so we need the
9151, give
APU
way
on
to
for
the
that.
company 777-300 off your left, it'll pass
2,
left to right behind.
3.
Stand 545, push and start approved, face to the north.
Behind the company 777, passing left to right, clear push and
So
start.
what we will
face
do
north behind.
is
Speedbird 9151.
disarm
77 Tango, we're ready.
autopilot.
77 Tango straight ahead, second right Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Alpha hold Pluto, Spirit 77 Tango.
And what are we going to save by shutting that down? 300, 10 minutes.
Oscar 93 Oscar, requesting pushback and start.
Oscar 93 Oscar
Probably only going to save about 60 kilos, but
number 249, push
engine
and start
time.
is approved, face to the north.
In fairness, we could probably shut down both.
Our pushback and start approval to the north.
So, why don't... Is this going to muck things up if we... Oh, I don't care with smart cars. Why don't we... It might muck it up. Anyway, let's just shut down engine number 1. I'll reduce the fuel flow.
Air Portugal 28 Charlie, stand 219, request push and start.
Portugal 28 Charlie, stand 219 and push and start approved.
Push and start approved. Air Portugal 28 Charlie.
And Portugal 28 Charlie, squawk 2210.
So,
Sorry,
let's start that back up.
2210, Air Portugal 28 Charlie.
Spirit
In a wee
792,
bit.
contact London Control 118.
I'm going to go to the toilet and let him know when we're back, so I'll speak to you guys soon.
792,
Bye.
Heathrow, Speedbird 8 to Golf, request taxi.
Spirit 8 to Golf, taxi link 56, left on Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Taxi via link 56, left on Alpha and hold Pluto for Speedbird 8.
Spirit 916 November at Lima, join Alpha, taxi holding point Alpha 4.
At Lima, join Alpha and taxi Alpha 4, Speedbird Lima 6 November.
Heathrow Tower, good evening, Speedbird 442, transit 737-800, stand 502,
Heathrow, hello, clearances to Manchester, umlaut 1 Foxtrot departure, and your squawk is 3456.
Clear to Manchester, umlaut 1 Foxtrot departure, squawking 3456.
Seabird 442, correct, UNH 1015.
UNH is 1015, Seabird 442.
2916 November from Alpha 4, the surface wind 170 degrees less than 527 right, cleared for takeoff.
From Alpha 4, cleared for takeoff from the 27 right, people name and section right.
Speedbird 395, ready for taxi.
Seabird 395, taxi Bravo, link 5, which one's that? Link 58, Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Taxi Bravo, link 58, Alpha, hold at Pluto, Speedbird 395.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey Heathrow.
409 Kilo Whiskey with you.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, technically I'm meant to wait for London to approve your departure, but he's not replying to me and I'm bored of waiting. So via Sierra Bravo 3, line up runway 27 left.
Via Sierra Bravo 3, line up and wait for 27 left for 409 Kilo Whiskey.
409 Kilo Whiskey, XM.
Roger that, Wilco, 409 Kilo
Welcome
Whiskey.
to another spectacularly fun stream.
916 November, I need to get one off the south runway, so line up runway 27 right, cancel takeoff, clearance acknowledge.
So Dylan, your question was, how do I get so far back in the seat?
November 409 Kilo Whiskey.
Just this view.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, traffic
Well, it's probably because
landing traffic is 7 miles, runway
it's the
27
aspect
left,
ratio that makes it seem like it's that far back.
We'll expedite 27 left, clear for takeoff for 409 Kilo Whiskey.
Good evening with you, establish 27 left.
91 Bravo Golf Heathrow, hello, continue 27 left, number 1, there's 1 rolling now.
Yeah, it's not far off, is it?
Can you approach 91 Bravo Golf?
Oscar 93 Oscar Heathrow.
Oscar 93 Oscar.
Hello, did I clear you to taxi?
Sorry, I heard, yes, sorry.
Oscar 93 Oscar, it was probably for another aircraft, it's fine. Taxi to holding point Alpha 4.
So you just need to get a client that will work. If you've got X-Plane, then X-Pilot will do it. X-Pilot, which is up here as a plug-in.
Viewed 91 Bravo Golf 27 left, clear to land for wind 170 degrees less than 5.
Then it would be a good idea to have a read of some of their training material. Or if you're in the UK, Cap 413 is the radio manual.
90 corrections, November 409
But you really do need to be able to fly the aeroplane competently to start with. And the other thing you need is current nav data and current charts, which are quite important.
Station calling, call sign only.
Blocked.
Speedbird, sorry, station calling, call sign only. Speed 442, stand 502, push and start approved, face east.
Push start facing east to 442.
And there was another station as well, say again.
Speedbird 9151.
Speedbird 9151, straight
So
ahead,
there's our
second
departure.
right Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Today, maybe tomorrow.
Straight ahead, second right, hold Pluto, Speedbird 9151.
Eastern good evening, Avianca 121, request for clearance to Bogaton, please.
Avianca 121, good evening, standby number 1.
So I'm tentatively writing 19 for the hour for our airborne time. That's not looking promising. We're already half an hour late, so our estimated time was 19:27. So we can push that back to getting on for 8 o'clock.
Station
Zulu,
calling, standby.
9 o'clock local.
Speed 916 November 27 right, you are cleared for takeoff for wind 160 degrees 5.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wait and see how we get on. could be depressing, just sat in the hold.
77 Tango taxi holding point Alpha 3.
But we could always divert.
3 Spirit 77 Tango.
Should have got a tow
Spirit
over
82 Golf
him.
hold at Alpha, correction, via Alpha 4, line up runway 27 right.
There's this lad over here. Who's this dude? Single engine aeroplane. It's a very good model, isn't it? I mean, in fairness, you zoom in on that,
Via Alpha, correction, disregard.
could be a real
Portugal
aeroplane.
28 Charlie, first left Bravo, hold it Titan.
First left Bravo.
Those are very clever people. Ex-pilot, just have a Google for it.
Spirit 77 Tango from Alpha 3, 27 right, yard cleared for takeoff
Can't
for
think
wind
of it off the
160.
top of my head at the moment.
From Alpha 3, code take up 27 right, Spirit 77 Tango.
Spirit 82 Golf, hold at Alpha 4.
Holding Alpha 4, Super 8 to go.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, maintain altitude 6,000 feet, you've bust your level.
Ooh, naughty.
6,000, going back to 6,000.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, turn right, heading 355.
355, 409 Kilo Whiskey.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, have you still got your flight plan in your FNC or whatever you're using for beach?
Beach?
I'm using manual, I just forgot to press the button. We'll get back to 6,000 right away, 409 Kilo Whiskey.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, that's fine. I was on about your routing. Have you still got like all your waypoints in your route?
Yes, I have them all in, 409 Kilo Whiskey.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, roger. In that case, resume air navigation direct to Woburn. Whiskey Oscar Bravo, uniform November.
Off to Woburn for 409 Kilo
There's a
Whiskey.
big old triple beast.
Spirit 916 November, contact London Control 129.425. 129.425, Spirit 916 November.
So we just need packs off to start the
Gateway
engines up.
Tower is Speedbird 572 with information Zulu. Stan 508, ready to copy Alpha clearance to Mila.
November 409 Kilo Whiskey, contact London Control 127.1.
127.1 for 409 Kilo Whiskey. Appreciate all the help today.
Spirit 572, hello, you number 2.
Roger that, Speedbird 572.
Spirit 82 Golf via Alpha 4, line up runway 27 right.
Line up
There you go, link for ex-pilot is in the chat.
Speedbird's gonna have to requesting push and start.
So it looks like there's some
Spirit
interesting
293,
weather
stand 546, push and start approved, face north.
en route.
Push start approved face north, Speedbird 290.
Oscar 93, Oscar taxi to holding point Alpha 3.
Well, I'm surprised we've got 9 viewers, so thanks for watching, guys, but all you're watching is me being effectively a spotter in an aeroplane, because we're not going to Schiphol yet, it's too busy.
You're cleared to Bogota. Golf
At least they
CG
are holding us on
Foxtrot
the ground.
departure, squawk 0343.
Clear to Bogota, Koski 2 Foxtrot departure, squawk 0343. I'll be on
Yeah,
count
it
121
sure
and
is.
we are ready for push and start.
I've had a look on the map and it's crazy. They need to open another runway. I mean, I know they wanted to do single runway ops, but come on.
77 Tango, contact London Control 129.
Maybe they have. I haven't. Oh god, I haven't actually looked.
77 Tango.
And Spirit 82 Golf caution.
In fairness, it looks like they're using a couple of runways.
For proceeding 777 heavy, runway 27 right.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't
Takeoff
it?
for wind 170 degrees.
Are they struggling to get people in? I think there's probably a lack of ability there on behalf of many of the pilots to just open up some of
Spirit
the runways.
572 Heathrow, you're cleared to Milan, Maxit 1 Foxtrot departure, squawk 1146.
Oh god, I'm looking at it on the ground. It's
Milan
mental.
via maximum Foxtrot departure and squawk 1146, Speedbird 572.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray Heathrow.
Go ahead.
Hello, you're released at minute 23.
Bit 2-3, thanks. Came myself to X-ray. Can't
Swiss
speak
112,
now.
are you with me?
So we will start the engine up in about 4 minutes, and it's actually cool to get a release time, because in reality you would be held on. You'd actually be held at the gate from Eurocontrol flow control.
Spirit 442 taxi
hello.
straight ahead all the way down to Titan.
That looks fun. Is that a land after?
At Portugal 28 Charlie at link 25, join Alpha and taxi via Alpha, link 23, hold at Alpha 1.
Okay. Right. That's all good fun.
Sorry,
So yeah, in
Air
reality,
Portugal
we'd,
Portugal 28 Charlie, your next
peloton,
right
we
onto link
would get,
25, then be at Alpha.
we'd be
and
held
link
on stand
23,
rather than
hold at
starboard
Alpha
waste
1.
fuel, and you'd get a target off block time. Yeah, yeah, it was. You get a target off block time and estimate the target takeoff time as well, which solves all of these problems and the flows are managed. But to try and coordinate that with VATSIM is just
Oscar
crazy.
93, Oscar via Alpha 3, line up runway 27 right.
So fuel-wise, we're still alright, but we're going to be eating into our reserve. So we should have been taking off with 645A. That gave us 45 minutes reserve. We're going to have eaten into that by 100 kilos or so, which, I mean, this is estimating that we're going to burn like 2-point-something tons an hour. We'll see what we get when we get there. We can work out
So
our fuel.
705 Heathrow, hello, 27 left, you are clear to land for wind 170 degrees, less than 5.
Clear to land, 27 left, speed bit 705.
But, I mean, especially here, this guy doing tower.
Zibo 572, stand 508,
Stone.
for push and start.
He's doing an amazing job. He's got no ground controller, he's got no one to do the delivery. He's got Heathrow approach, but you know, he's doing the whole lot here, and he's looking after us pretty well as well.
508, push and start approved, face north.
Push and start, approved facing north.
Anyway, we've saved about
572.
75 kilos off the engine, but we've then
Zibo 293 ready for taxi.
used some of that.
Contact London Control 129.425.
129.45.
But you can see the difference. 20 kilo difference between the two.
Alright, Yankee stand number 536, push and start approved, face north.
Start approved, face north, Shutaway Yankee.
I suppose we could have left the APU off technically. I'll have to look into that, because if we were just on one gen bus, no, there are some things that we wouldn't get because the APU bus type does both. We maybe should have shut down both. Looks like an impressive queue for departure.
Left, correction, second left onto Alpha, hold at Saturn.
We're going to have to wait ages for wake turbulence if we
Second left Alpha, hold that
get stuck behind them.
Air Portugal 28 Charlie, hold position.
Portugal position, Air Portugal 2 Charlie. Speedbird 293 ready for taxi.
293, taxi, second right onto Alpha,
So it'll probably
hold
take
at
us about
Pluto.
3 minutes to start up, so
Second
why don't
round
we do that
Alpha,
now?
hold up Pluto, Speedbird 293.
Packs off,
395, taxi, holding
left
point
to
Alpha
ground.
3.
Taxi, holding point Alpha 3, Speedbird 395.
Air Portugal 28 Charlie, take the bend in the left and taxi to Alpha 2.
Left Alpha 2, Air Portugal 2 Charlie.
9151, taxi, holding point Alpha 4.
So 25% again.
Holding point Alpha 4, speedbird
Fuel
9141.
on. Will the engine stabilise and then
Oscar
we'll run
93,
through the
Oscar
before
27 right, you are
taxi
clear
flow
to
as
take
well.
off for winds at 170 degrees, less than 5 knots.
Tower, can you repeat the heading?
But there's no heading. 27 right, you're cleared for takeoff.
Tower, thank you.
So it's 395 by
Start to
Alpha
cut out.
3, line up runway 27 right.
2,
Right, Alpha 3,
4,
line up
6.
27 right, Speedbird 395.
Got 2 minutes.
Air Portugal 28 Charlie, behind the departing British Airways 747-400, but it's just off your left hand side now. By Alpha 2, line up runway 27 right behind.
Behind the Speedbird 747, line up.
So flying
27 right, Alpha
controls,
2
as we'll
behind.
run through those quick, don't need to do the rest because we are happy that nothing else has changed. And we are effectively good to go again. So we could have probably delayed that a little bit, but I didn't want to keep him waiting, seeing as he's done a good job for us. There's a 300 kilo difference there, so certainly saved a little bit. Let's just do that for a moment. We'll leave that master caution on to remind us.
Oscar 93, Oscar Squawk by Charlie. Speedbird Tower. Speedbird 705 left Alpha, stand 518.
So we're not a huge amount of fuel down.
Speedbird Tower, speedbird 705, vacating through 7 left way, no 138.
Okay, Spirit 705 left Alpha, stand 518.
Any chance for stand 3038, please? For speed base
Doesn't matter.
Stand of choice.
Knock yourself out.
705 taxi stand
It's got
of
bigger
choice.
things to worry about.
Taxi stand of choice by plan for speed base 705.
Spirit 390527 right, you are cleared for takeoff for wind 170 degrees less than
We
5.
sat here a while actually.
Takeoff
It's
27
probably
right,
going
speed
to get these guys
395.
going.
Speed, correction, Oscar 93, Oscar squawk mode Charlie, please.
So we're supplying both
Shuttle
engines off the left-hand tanks.
Block.
Just to get that fuel down a little.
Block.
Oh god.
Tower, hello, Qatari 01. Qatari 01, hello, 27 left, clear to land 170 degrees less than 5.
Yeah, so he's got to prioritise airborne traffic.
Qatari 01, vacate left. Is there any chance we can have T5, Qatari 01? Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Oscar 93, Oscar squawk mode Charlie, please.
God, in chat he's saying, how do I score mode Charlie?
Tower 572 ready for taxi.
Well, this has been a fun night on the ground, hasn't it? Might as well just taxi back to Stan and go home.
Shuttle 8 Yankee.
I mean, I'm already at home, but...
Spirit 572, Alpha hold at Pluto.
Alpha hold at
Oh,
Pluto,
dear.
speed 572.
Okay, feels
Shuttle 8 Yankee, Bravo hold at Titan.
it says mode C.
Bravo hold at Titan,
It's a
Shuttle 8
box.
Yankee.
I'll search it.
Portugal 28 Charlie 27 right, you clear to take off.
Oh, I wish you guys could see the chat. Oh, maybe I could get... maybe I could get that. So you've got to have the client and then you've got to install it. Just that link I sent, have a read of the docs, that'll tell you how to do it.
Tower, Speedbird,
Unless you don't use explain, in which case you need to look for something else.
Speed 160 till 4 DME.
Shuttle 3 Yankee, hello, continue approach runway 27 left, number 2.
Continue approach 27 left, number 2, Shuttle 3 Yankee.
Spirit 395, give London a call 12945.
We've got London set.
Speedbird 395, good luck.
Speedbird 9151, be Alpha 4, line up runway 27 right.
Oh, he's letting all the big boys go.
Runway 27 right, Speedbird 9151.
Forgotten about us.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Go ahead.
Hello, new release time 29.
29 Roger. KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Period 442, taxi.
That was a waste of an engine start.
Link 22, hold at Alpha 2.
Oh, we got another 4-minute wait. That's alright.
Speedbird 293, taxi holding point Alpha 3.
Quick panel scan. Nothing's changed. Still
Speedbird
good.
293, taxi holding point Alpha 3.
Weather's looking pretty accurate as well. It's looking pretty grim out my window.
Blocked.
Let's just have a
Speedbird
look around,
293,
shall we?
taxi
We've got
holding
5 minutes to
point
play
Alpha
with.
3. Up 3, Speedbird 290.
There's London. So VATSIM will support it, but what you need is a plug-in to make explain do it.
195 Papa, hello, readability 5.
Hey, this is alright.
Thank you, 95 Papa.
Ortho's alright as well.
Shuttle 8 Yankee, hold position.
777 ahead of us.
This is quite cool, isn't it? Better not come apart behind us, he ain't going nowhere.
Did, never mind.
It's got all of these guys to worry about. Now that the aeroplane sat down here.
Well, I've now got a Tomjet 37 X-ray on my frequency. Where is that?
It's not us, we're blue, but it's not us.
That was my previous course. When I quickly reconnect, I was saying on VPod at Shuttle 8 Yankee, but that's weird. I'll quickly reconnect. That's my previous course. I'm very
No,
bad.
don't worry about it. You can stay connected. AFV's just having a bit of a yeah.
Yeah, odd, because it says on my VPod at Shuttle 8 Yankee, now that's my previous course sign 37 X-ray for Tomjet.
Right, okay. I see you're Shuttle 8 Yankee anyway, but we've got a little box that says last received call sign and it says for Tomjet, so I'm a bit confused.
Okay, right. I just got really confused, and also I just did see a 777 ahead of me, but it's disconnected now, so it's all good.
Yeah.
There is Hounslow.
Have Yankee 121, yeah, Roger, just I'll call you back.
So this is ex-Europe, the overlays with the roads and everything else. Looking alright. How's
Qatari
London?
01 taxi standard
Looks a
choice.
bit better when you zoom in.
Roger, standard
Traffic on the
Qatari
roads.
01. At Portugal 28 Charlie, call London 12945.
12945, good luck with traffic. Airport show, take Charlie.
Clear
There you
915,
go,
127
got
right,
dough.
clear takeoff for winds are 170 degrees less than 5.
Clear takeoff 27 right, speedbird 90151.
Has a Parliament. There you go, you can see that.
Speedbird 293 via Alpha 3, line up 27 right.
Via Alpha 3, line up 27 right, speedbird 293.
That's over at Vauxhall. Battersea Power Station.
Short final 27 left.
Shuttle 3 Yankee 27 left, clear to land
Those
for
aren't
wind
the best,
160
but
degrees less than
you
5.
can see London City over there.
Clear to land 27 left.
That's good how it disappears when you
Avianca
zoom out.
121, taxi straight ahead to holding point Alpha 3.
Taxi straight ahead, holding
Got
point
the M25 here, A40.
Cleared 572, give way to
This
the
is
company
RAF
A3.
Northolt over here
Sorry,
that you can see.
no disregard. Shuttle 8 Yankee, hold short of link 11.
It's not perfect, but it looks alright.
11, shuttle 8 Yankee.
Bit of hillage, I think that's Luton. Which you'd struggle to see in reality. Just waiting for our clearance. Got a lot of departures, he's doing so well, there's so much to worry about here. You've got people landing, they obviously wait, they need their clearance. See, the airport's a long old way away.
KLM7 Delta X-ray.
Go ahead.
Hello, you're next.
Yay, thanks.
KLM7 Delta X-ray behind the departing British Airways 7879 via Alpha 1, line up 27 right behind.
Behind the departing British Airways via Alpha 9, line up and wait behind KLM7 Delta X-ray, thanks.
Shuttle 8 Yankee, give way to the company A319 that will pass you left to right, then at link 11, join Alpha and follow
So
the
we're waiting for him to go.
The A319 passes from left to right, taxi behind shuttle 8 Yankee.
Oh, hang on, I thought we went there.
011, hold short of November 7.
Config checked.
Holding short of November.
We're going to have to wait a little while for...
Shuttle 3 Yankee, the Qatari 787 off your right will give way to you. Left Alpha, stand 511.
Left Alpha, stand 511. Thank you very much, Shuttle 3 Yankee.
Qatari 1, give way to the British Airways A320 off your left. Roger, we'll do Qatari 1 now. That's going to turn on to right here at Bravo Delta. That's okay,
It's
Qatari
looking
1.
fun.
Yeah, that's fine. Just caution wings are clear. Roger, we'll do Qatari 01. And Spirit 9151, call London 119725.
119.725, Spirit 91151.
Spirit 293, 27 right, clear takeoff, wind 170 degrees less than 5. 27 right, clear for takeoff, Spirit 290.
So I didn't realise he was in position and hold.
Please say the stand again for Shuttle 3 Yankee.
Shuttle 3 Yankee, stand 511.
Stand 541, Shuttle 3
So
Yankee.
let's get...
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking off in just a few minutes. 5 minutes, please, for the cabin for departure.
Let's get the crew. Everyone sat down. Make sure you're strapped in.
Approaching 27 right.
So position and hold. We've got the taxi light off. It's going to be 1930 something with a couple of 100 kilos less than we expected, but that's not the end of the world. We've got enough holding fuel. Well, I think we've got enough holding fuel. We'll see what we get when we get there. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
On runway 27
And this is the
right.
default one that comes with Zibo, so...
Frequency again for Speedbird 91151.
So, brakes.
Spirit 9151,
I'm gonna set the
London
parking brake.
12945.
129.45, Speedbird 91151.
Yeah, we've all died of old age. Good old Amsterdam. Hey, I'm sure they're working really hard as well. Maybe they're regretting the single runway ops decision, and maybe they've opened up the runways. I certainly hope so.
7 Delta X-ray, caution, weight turbulence from reduced separation from preceding 777 Heavy, 27 right, you cleared takeoff for wind 170 degrees less than 5.
Clear takeoff, caution, wake turbulence. Thanks very much, KLM7 Delta X-ray. So 40%, it's going to be 1931. It's going to be 6.2 tonnes of fuel. 40%, brakes off. Power, toga, time. Off we go. Yeehaw, cowboy hats on. So hand on the throttle and 80 knots. We get... That's a bit slow, isn't it?
Avianca 121 by Alpha Tree, line up 27 right.
Compared to Concorde, it's well slow.
By Alpha 3 line up 27 right, Avianca 121.
We're going to use about 2/3 of the runway.
V1.
So about 3 seconds to 10. That was maybe a little bit quick.
Positive rate.
Through the dead band, gear up. Onto the flight directives.
Here, Oscar 93, Oscar, requesting clear.
400.
Again.
Thanks, calling for close, Charles, Go, take a call back.
Shift change. Command 8.
1000.
Plane going happy. Let's get the retracts up.
Heathrow and Speedbird 570, hold short and Pluto. 572,
1500 but expected to bug up, which it has.
Taxi Alpha 3,
Airplane should accelerate.
Avia 121, runway 09, right click, correction 27, right clear for takeoff, surface wind is 170 degrees, left 5.
Passing flap 5, flap 1.
Rotor, Speedbird, 80 Alpha, with the established double advisor, elastic center.
Passing flap 1.
Flap up. 0 Kilo Alpha X, correction,
It's a nice gradual turn.
evenings at 27, left clear to land, surface wind 170 degrees, left 5.
Clear land, cover the wind, Speedbird, 80
Passing flaps up, flaps are up.
KLM 7 Delta Kilo, contact under control 127.1, have a nice flight.
London 127.1, thanks for the service, and to your predecessor as well, stay safe. Bye bye for now, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Speedbird 293, we haven't received a handoff yet.
Station
Speedbird 385, stop your climb, flight level 170.
So,
Stop climb, flight
auto brake off, flaps up, no lights, gear up and off. Dot switch is continuous. How are we doing for IC? Doors checked. 4 pumps on, pressurization set. Counts pressurizing.
Clear ILS approach, runway 08.
I think we'll overshot it again, so if we have to, is it okay?
Maybe one Brooklands Park.
050 degrees, would that be correct? Confirm, 050 degrees.
1000 to go.
050 degrees, 20% below the buzzer, runway 08.
Good evening. KLM 7 Delta X-ray, Brooklands 7 Foxtrot, passing altitude, actually just levelling, altitude 6,000 feet.
164 was actually 8 Lima Whiskey 10, left close from the south, left heading 030 degrees.
Nice bit of cloud surfing.
Still like a 220 or G speed with a, just going to give you speed now 160 knots when able, or less. 160 or less, which about
Roger, so if you want to jump all over X-plane.
Rhino 2 Tango, London control, hello, squawk ident, climb down, flight level 7.
Get all over VATSIM.
Ident level 70 and 2 thanks.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, Brooklands Park 7 Foxtrot, altitude 6,000 feet.
Standby, Skyway 5500. I'll have to take you back round now. Turn left heading 340 degrees. Left heading 340, Skyway 5500.
So 054 inbound.
Concorde 619, picking flight level 240, for flight level 220, inbound halted.
Altimeter setting.
We know.
Ground station calling, second call sign.
Although I'm quite liking this.
Tomcat 649, London, hello.
Temperature's still good, no icing risk.
With the Lima Whiskey, could we establish on this heading and get a further descent as well, please?
I'd like to get as high as possible, as quickly as possible, so we can minimise our fuel burn.
Wizard 8 Lima Whiskey, if I'm cleared ILS approach, descent to altitude 2,000 feet. Cleared ILS approach runway 08.
Why didn't we get given 127?
Whiskey. Wizard 23, contact tower 132.5.
This is Michael Pike, who's also clearly doing a very good job. So, overhead shot.
2 Tango, climb flight level 120.
64 to Brooklands Park.
Rhino 26, India Tango, descent flight level 120. 120, Rhino 26, India Tango. Rhino 26, India Tango, contact London control, frequency 118.475. Bye-bye. 118.475, Rhino 26, India Tango.
Are we flying over at the moment?
Zibo 385 experiencing hydraulic issues with flaps and now
log off, mate.
right without doing anything. We're going to need to divert somewhere. Our left bracket to count miles.
Ryanair 249, descend flight level 150, turn left heading 145.
Descend flight level 150, turn left 145, Ryanair 249.
Wizard 8 Lima Whiskey, if you're able, contact tower now 132.550, bye-bye.
132.550, was 8 Lima Whiskey, thank you, bye.
London low, EC3 at Foxtrot, Yankee flight level 370.
Da-da-da-da. Pootling along on our way to Bremner's Park at 6,000.
Chanex 62 Lima, is that you calling? No.
Using up as much fuel as Concorde.
It was EC3 at Foxtrot, Yankee.
Definitely could have done a Concorde flight this. Sat on the
Speedbird
ground for an hour.
385, your nearest airport is Birmingham. Would you like to divert back to there? Descend in any case, flight level 80.
Yeah, fine. And flight level 80, Speedbird 385.
Speedbird 385, turn left, heading 360, vectoring for the ILS runway 33.
So he's flying a 7-3. Could be Zibo.
Heading 130, Speedbird
He's in the middle of the cruise. I don't know why he just flaps out.
360 degrees.
Unless he's got an axis and he's flying Zibo and managed to get it
turn left, heading
asymmetric flap.
Closing from the right, cleared ILS approach, runway 22.
Let's hope we don't go all the way there at 6,000 feet. A little nudge of wind.
Closing from the right, runway 22. Skyways 5500.
Chanex 62 Lima, sorry about that. Climb flight level 310.
Flight level 310, Chanex 62 Lima.
We could be going there.
Good evening,
We're at 6,000.
613 with you, passing through flight level 230.
We'll be leaving controlled airspace in a little while if we stay like this.
Tomjet 613 London. Roger, Picket 1 Juliet arrival, maintain flight level 230.
Picket 1 Juliet, maintain 230, thank you, Tomjet 613. Good evening,
Speedbird 442, London control, squawk ident, and climb now, flight level 140.
Squawk ident, flight level 140, Speedbird 442.
Ryanair 249, report you're heading to London control, frequency 129.425. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, 129425, Ryanair 249.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, Brookman's Park, altitude 6,000 feet.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, London. The other London should be online, I think, yep. Contact London control, frequency 118.475.
118.475, thanks very much. Have a great night. Correction, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
30 degrees.
Heading left 250 degrees, this is Lester.
Speedbird 771, Charlie, descend flight level 250, speed 270 knots.
Saying 250, speed 270 knots, Speedbird 771, Charlie.
KLM 1026, the hold is cancelled, route direct REDFA.
Altimeter setting.
Good evening, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, just left Brookman's Park direct, top tree, altitude 6,000 feet.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, London Ho, squawk ident, climb now, flight level 150.
Squawk ident, climb now, flight level 150, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 2, form 426, hold is cancelled, route direct REDFA.
So, altitude events, aeroplanes climbing, standard set, standard set.
Speedbird 429, descend flight level 160.
Flight level 160, I'll go for that there.
Lufthansa 281, turn left heading 200 degrees.
Heading left 200, 33.
3607, flight heading 265, speed 270 knots.
Good, finally.
Bravo 607, flight heading 265, speed 270 knots.
On our way.
Heading 265 and say again for 7607.
270 knots.
Everyone's getting stressed, this is their hobby.
Echo Hotel, request frequency change to Amsterdam, please.
Another 5 Papa Yankee, request descent.
5 Papa Yankee, standby. Windows 7, Lima Mike, contact London 129.425.
control 7, table link.
So passing 100.
129,
Bugged up.
45, right at 260.
Lights off.
429, resume navigation direct land board, descent flight level 140.
Aeroplane is bugging up. 4 pumps. Cruise set. Aeroplane's pressurising, climbing steadily. It's not bumpy, let's get the packs out. Recalls checked. And 288 is our climb. We might want to, we probably should have changed the cost index. There's nothing wrong with a firm landing. Smooth landing is not the criteria for a safe landing. Firm in the touchdown zone.
771 Charlie, flight heading 265, descend flight level 200.
Heading 265, descending 200, Sliver 7.
Callan 102, correction, Callan 1426, contact Amsterdam 125.750.
2575 we have tuned. It's a lot easier trying to reach down in the Concorde panel. Although maybe that would be pretty good in VR. Yeah, but as long as you can walk away from it, indeed. If you can walk away from it, it was a landing, and if the aeroplane is serviceable, it's a good landing.
Easy 8890, turn right heading 310 degrees.
Right 310 degrees, easy 8890.
Spirit 435, speed 270 knots.
So if we were to hit cruise now, 292.
1,000 to go.
Much difference.
Spirit 23, you on frequency?
Oh, there's a voice I recognise.
Clear level flight level 190 by the previous controls. Stop descent flight level 100. Flight level 100. But you can flick to Heathrow arrivals now. Spirit 429, descent flight level 110.
Control 110 here from Diner.
Kilo Santa flight, Papa Yankee flight heading 265, descent flight level 180.
Just trying to find Speedbird 100.
Say again, please, Kilo Santa Papa Yankee.
Heading 265, flight level 180.
It'll be with
Heading
North.
265, flight level 180, Kilo Santa Papa Yankee.
Right, Mayday, Charlie Hotel, contact London 129.425.
129.425, good service, I've got actual here, drop, thanks.
Lufthansa 381, contact London 129.425.
129.425,
Callan 1977, contact Amsterdam 125.750.
Amsterdam 125.750, so long. Atlanta, good evening, Easy 68 Uniform Zulu, heading 075, flight level 116.
268 Uniform Zulu, London, time, flight level 170.
So he's east, speed 100.
Turn left heading 170 degrees.
Left 170 degrees, easy 8890.
Sierra Alpha Bravo 607, descend flight level 140.
Descend flight level 140, 7607.
Spirit 429, descend flight
Certainly isn't. We haven't even got there yet, Rick. It's a bit easier to get there though.
80250, clear to the matter.
Spirit 771, Charlie, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250 knots, good bird, 771 Charlie.
Lufthansa 5 Papa Yankee, speed 250 knots.
250 knots, Lufthansa 5 Papa Yankee.
Callan 7 Delta X-ray, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. So just hitting out into vent there with the joystick because I can't reach it from here.
119.725.
Line 75, speed good for the matter, right?
Spirit 23, descend flight level 80. Flight level 80. Spirit 771, Charlie, descend flight level 160.
Oh, Speedbird 23, there he is.
0771 Charlie.
Easy 8890, descend flight level 200.
Flight level 200, easy 8890.
It's going into EGSC.
24 Alpha, descend flight level 90. Descend flight level 90.
And a 738.
Easy 68, uniform Zulu, turn left heading 010 degrees.
So that was Magnus Burt, he was definitely on the other day at Heathrow.
Spirit 23, contact London 127.0
Looks like he lives in Cambridge and is going to Cambridge. I'm not even sure that you'd get it. Let's have a look on the charts. That could be a disaster for him. Oh no, 6,400 feet. I'll shut up. Looks like you'd be alright.
Left 120 degrees and
Well, so much for the ortho. What a waste of time that was. Dark now. Just me, we're nipping past people. Hello, Chris. You've joined us at an ample, an ideal point. We're an hour and 48 minutes in. We've only been flying for 16 minutes.
Number 110, 7607.
Jersey 824 Alpha, turn left, heading 190 degrees. From left, 190
So I think 2-3 is going to be our final cruise. Anyway, passing 200.
Canon 7 Delta X-ray, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250 knots, assume 230 is our final cruise. KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Right, so let's knock the pressurisation down, 2-3. And he wants us at 250, speed into vent. That'll do what we need it to do. Pumps. Pressurisation is checked. Set. And you can see that cabin's going to start coming down now actually. We're rocketing up. So we have to update that.
1,000 to go.
And here we are. So all these other people have been holding, and we're going to nip past them, which I think is better sat on the ground than burning lots of fuel in the air. Happy days.
7607.
So let's have a look at the charts. For Schiphol.
Navigation direct Armand.
Armand, easy 8890.
Familiar with that waypoint. So, REDFA. Okay. And I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to put the hold in at Schiphol.
Alpha Mike,
So I don't know if there's anywhere else.
Direct Lima Alpha Mike, Alpha Yankee.
Canon 227, contact Amsterdam with the speed 125.750 by.
125.750 Amsterdam, Canon 227, thanks for the help, bye.
So we might update that if it's going to be higher than we think, but it shouldn't be. So, executed and put in. We've done the descent forecast because we had time. Let's have a look at their prog. What's going on there?
8890, speed 250 knots. Confirming 8890, speed 250 knots.
So we might get to see how well Zibo holds again.
Jersey 824 Alpha, report your heading to London 129.425.
So we've got Amsterdam West tuned.
Descending 110, speedbird 771 Charlie.
So separation from the traffic ahead. The joys of VATSIM.
London 129.425.
So 132975.
London, hello, speedbird 81 Hotel Mike, level 130 and heading 070.
Ready and tuned.
Hello, turn left, heading 030 degrees, climb flight level 170.
030 and climb 170, speedbird 81 Hotel Mike.
Limit 771 Charlie, descend flight level 100.
Descend 100, speedbird 771 Charlie.
Canon 7 Delta X-ray, report your speed to Amsterdam 125.750 by.
Speed to Amsterdam 12575. Thanks very much for the service. Stay safe, Runway 7. Delta, correction, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Cool, switch. STEM radar, hello, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, speed 250 knots.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, hello, REDFA 1 Alpha, arrival, expect to wait 36 center.
REDFA 1 Alpha arrival, expecting 36 center, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, thanks.
KLM 7, advise when ready for molding instructions.
Roger, ready. Okay, on instructions now,
KLM 7, hold at Sulut, inbound course 076, right hand turns. 2 minute legs approved.
When ready, hold at Sulut, initial course 076, right hand turn.
Oh, icing, icing. Too late. So we will put that hold in as well. Salute.
EC2159er, contact Amsterdam 118.8, bye-bye.
118.8, thanks very much for your help. See you soon, EC2159.
Now that sounds like a voice I know from Dublin. 076, right hand turns, 2 minutes. And we'll pop that in, and if we don't get it, then that is also fine.
Okay, the bottom, Papa descent available 220.
So, 36 center. Center, I think we can expect vectors.
Again, bottom, Papa cancel hold. Hold now at Schiphol as published.
Okay, cancel hold over shipment and
184 for Schiphol.
Direct to Schiphol and enters and hold as published. Again, I'm on 7.
Pilot 2 Victor Tango, cancel hold and hold now at Zibo as published. Descent flight to full, actually maintainable to for silver at the moment.
Not going to do any of the performance calculations because we're probably going to use a fair bit of fuel holding. And we're probably...
Tango, cancel hold at Zibo as published.
So we've got, by the looks of things, just under an hour, so we've still got more than 45 minutes holding fuel. Ish. We've still got to get there, of course, so maybe we've still got 45 minutes. Anyway, we'll get the stopwatch on.
And
we're holding.
6162, descent flight to full 240.
Now we've been given the red for 1 Alpha. If we don't get this hold, our clearance limit is Sugol. So we will continue to that. The minimum is 188 for 36 center.
Can I bounce to Papa, contact Amsterdam radar 118.8.
188 tuned.
188,
003, 108.75 tuned.
Good evening, EG6 on Quebec, Edward 7245, 13 SI. EG6 on Quebec Echo, hello, Lamso to Alpha, arrive for runway 36 center. And what's your current level? We're just descending to a flight altitude 4013 SI. Okay, EC6 on Quebec Echo, descent flight level 230. Descent level 230, EC6 on Quebec Echo. And Martin 6162, to confirm you're holding at Espos, as you're still holding at Lamso.
So nothing else to worry about for the arrivals. We've got the approach chart.
Right, 2 Victor Tango, descent flight level 230.
Descent flight level 230, right at 2 Victor Tango.
EC61 Quebec Echo, I have holding instructions for you. Are you ready to copy? Just give me 1 second now and I'll tell you when I'm ready. EC61 Quebec.
I am eager to give us ours if they're the same. But if we don't get given a hold, we will continue. Although everyone else at the same level ahead is, so...
EC61 Quebec Echo, ready to copy. EC61 Quebec Echo, hold at Espos with inbound course 070, left hand turns, and start producing down to holding speed, please.
Okay, we'll hold,
So what I will do in that case is work that out for our, to get our flap reference, though we're not going to use it. Really thinks we're going to descend.
Victor Tango, descent flight default 210. Descent flight level 210, right at you, okay.
Just waiting for the call. Like I say, if we don't get told to hold or descend, we will continue without saying anything to Schiphol.
KLM 227, hold at Schiphol, that's Sierra Uniform Golf Oscar Lima as published. You can reduce the holding speed now.
That's a bit cloud surfing again. Oh, I was hoping for a nice dusk arrival. What a shame. Glad we didn't plan this in Concorde, we'd have run out of fuel by now. Can you imagine the fuel burn on that? Here we are burning 2 tons. 2 tons an hour versus 20 tons. Crazy. And yes, Concorde was going at about, so ignoring, if we just said 350, 4 times quicker for 10 times the fuel is...
Victor Tango, contact Amsterdam 118.8. Amsterdam 118.8, right at you, Victor Tango.
What are we doing? 1160? So, 3.3 times faster. It was 1160, wasn't it? Our ground speed with no wind, so.
KLM 706, confirm you already got holding instructions for Sudet?
Negative, but if it's 076 right 2 minutes, we can accept that. KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Yep, you can put it in. Thank you very much.
Roger, we'll hold it still at KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Good, so that was worth doing. Less hassle, and it's in, and we are holding at Sudet. So, always pays to listen to the guy ahead. And just to give you an idea, that is the chart. We will be in and holding. So we'll do quite a tight turn out and round. So now is not the time to be serving gin and tonics. Like I said, I'm not going to do the performance yet.
That was a very short one, but you can cancel this hold. Make a left turn all the way around towards Schiphol to hold, and Schiphol is published. Okay, we'll make a left turn direct to Schiphol and we'll hold and publish the hold there at EC6.
Alright, that'll do us.
Martin 6162, thanks for the wait. You can make a cancel the hold,
we got
make
Schiphol.
a left turn all the way around towards Schiphol, hold at Schiphol.
Now, we can't use flap at this speed, so that's why the flap bug is not shown. KLM 7 Delta X-ray request to reduce holding speed.
Approved.
Cool, so I'm not sure what's going to be most efficient, but something.
EC61 Quebec Echo.
147 would take us.
8, bye-bye.
Something like 220 is probably going to be ideal. It's certainly going to be better than 250. Now there was one event, I think, when we were off to Yemi, when we ended up holding, and Zibo at the time was particularly broken when it came to holds, so I had to do that on heading select all night. Heading select and stopwatch, which was something of a pain, to say the least. At least we didn't have to do it manually. There was one event going into Italy somewhere where the FMC broke. Nice to see an aeroplane ahead. We should do some night flights in Concorde. I can barely do day flights in Concorde. The FMC broke, and thankfully they skipped us around all the holds, because that would have been hard to fly by hand. Was it the FMC that broke? Yes, so we couldn't even program. So the problem was that we couldn't program waypoints. So if they'd given us a waypoint, we had no hope. What we could have done would have been via our distance radials, but it just would have been an absolute headache. But don't forget, that is not a Mayday. Maybe 210. Let's try 215. Let the fuel flow back a bit. 1 minute actually seems to have gone up a bit there. Once we get below flight level 200, we will get to the flap up bug. I don't want to bring it back too much. Minimise the fuel flow. We've still got 4.5 tons.
KM 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight level 220.
Descent flight level 220, KM 7 Delta X-ray. 2.6, so we've got 2 tons to play with.
EC68 uniform Zulu, flight level 230. EC68 uniform Zulu, hello. Continue REDFA from Alpha arrival, runway 36
no real rush.
And let me know when you're ready for holding instructions.
Alright, REDFA 1 Alpha 36 Center, we're ready. Yeah, EC68 uniform Zulu.
EC68 uniform Zulu.
There you go, you guys can see that a bit better now.
1,000 to go.
It's inbound course 070 with right-hand turns.
Phil, is that it? I think I recognised your voice a little bit earlier. Oh God, 1 hour 45. Well, Phil, I don't know if you missed earlier because you were probably busy, but we were held on the ground for about 40 minutes, so at least we weren't burning fuel.
You can do it left, that's fine.
All good fun. Like I say, I think they wanted single runway ops, and then that became rapidly non-viable, so I think they've got takeoffs from the others, but still, maybe a takeoff from 3.6 and then the others would be ideal, but this is looking like it's holding quite well. Zibo got a little bit twitchy there. Hey, events are always good. Always bring some extra fuel when you come to an event. I mean, we might actually be struggling because an hour and 45, when we're not even predicting an hour's flight time, we'd have probably run out of fuel by then. 20 minutes, I very much doubt it. Our flight time should have been 42 minutes. And like I say, in reality, flow control at Eurocontrol will prevent, as far as possible and practicable, delays like this. They've got a couple of very big computers that work out everyone's en route, departure, and all of that, and it's to save airlines money and it's to save the environment from wasting fuel. We should have an aeroplane just out here. There he is. It's good and fun to see. Always good to see some traffic. So yeah, I'm not banking on it. But once we start getting to 2.6, our alternate is Brussels. We can commit our final fuel to the destination, or I would be probably more inclined to go. No, so he's in the holder ahead of us, so he's the next one down, so behind us. He's probably a little bit lower. It was certainly one of the voices I recognised. Definitely best to be, well actually, is it better to be on the other side of the scope today? I think it would be quite stressful.
Yeah, 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight level 210.
Descent flight level 210, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Again, we're not going to rush too much. 500 a minute will do us.
081 Hotel Mike, hello. REDFA 1 Alpha arrival, runway 36 center. Maintain flight level 230.
Just going to listen to the ATIS get the QNH.
1,000 to go.
There are, Mr. Traffic regarding holding
Detective Pascal, no significant change, end of information echo.
Well done, Phil, you took more spare fuel than I did, so I thought 45 minutes was conservative.
Show me the landing runway 36 center. Transmission level 40.
Got that right?
Wind 060 degrees 6 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers. Few clouds at
8 Hotel Mike, change for climb. From Brest, position 46,
Romeo, India, Victor, Echo Romeo, Bolton, interest, information echo.
flight
Wind
level
060 degrees 6 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers. Few clouds at 1,800 feet.
With 8 on Hotel Mike,
Temperature 2.9 QNH 1017. No significant.
Yep. Dutchie's in the house. I like Schiphol. I tend not to do the Ryanair flights, but you know what, maybe I could do a few more KLM ones. Okay, maybe the hold is not perfect. Seems to be following the track a bit better. Yeah, I do like Schiphol, but like I say, Dublin to Schiphol is a bit, Heathrow to Schiphol is nice and short. I like short, unless we're doing Mach 2. So there's no point trying to work.
Shamrock 60 Tango, hello. Lobster to Alpha Arrival, runway 36.
Yeah, there's no point trying to work anything out.
50 when reaching.
When it comes to weights or anything, it's just not going to happen yet.
Shamrock 60 Tango, I have holding instructions when you're ready to copy. Shamrock 60 Tango, hold at end.
Is that emoji a carrot or a joint?
070, left hand turns, 2-minute legs approved.
Hold went a bit squiffy there, but hey, it's doing it. Oh boy, there's a lot of airplanes. What's your call sign, Phil? Are you a Shamrock or are you a Ryanair? Yeah, round and round and round we go. It's good that they show up on the map, and it's good that the ex-pilot puts the call sign in, because that's really quite cool. It never used to do that. You used to just, with squawk box, just see them. Of course, the VATScope radar is really good, and there's just a blob of aeroplanes. And of course, there's holds to the south, there's holds to the north, there's holds here. These guys might go home before we finish. I think they were wanting to finish at 50 minutes at 9 Zulu, so 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock local. Don't think so. Yeah, the departure's going off of 36 left. Can't do any arrivals on that and get the other two using. That would certainly open it up. Makes for a long old taxi, but who cares? You can queue them up for miles then. Free up the other two runways, but hey, I'm no controller. So we can load up an approach.
With 8 on Hotel Mike, contact the MSM radar 123.850, bye bye. 850, speed bird, Hotel Mike, bye.
So got them tuned. Sioux-Gulf transition is probably going to be vectors, so I'm going to leave it like that. Alright.
Shamrock 6 Tango. Correct.
And then let's just get the legs doing something like that. Not particularly accurate, but I think we'd end up going a bit further out and then coming in like that. But you know what? It's close enough. I don't think we would end up being taken to the Schiphol viewer. So actually, is Eindhoven open? Eindhoven's got ATC, just the ATIS. They're nowhere in Amsterdam that is open. Everyone's holding over Rotterdam. In fairness, it'd probably be quicker. There's the wind coming from, and I was going to say it'd probably be quicker to get back to we go. Norwich. Oh yeah, probably Partridge. Pretty Norwich. Anyway, so enjoy. I can't believe this is probably the most people I've ever had watching a stream. There are 13 of you, and all we are doing is either sitting on the ground or holding to go somewhere. How did I get less viewers for Concorde? Mad. There's no rhyme or reason, although I know it isn't either. Yes, Dutch cheese. Country full of cheeseheads. Anyway, I mean, thanks for watching, guys, but it's not like I can go through everything in a relatively sensible order of how to plan and prep the arrival. We've just got to wait, suck it and see. But I suppose the one thing this is good for is having a look at fuel planning, and we're not getting twitchy about fuel, and we've got 4.2 tons. We were getting twitchy. Well, I was getting twitchy about fuel, and 20 tons in Concorde. So it's just a completely different beast. I have a feeling you Dutchies, there's, well, 3 of you. You should have been flying in tonight just to add to the traffic and keep everyone busy. I kind of like the hole on the ground. That's kind of realistic, and hey, I can just wake up. Got far to go in the morning. Anyway, if you are watching, guys, I think it deserves a thumbs up just for everyone else's patience rather than mine. How many runways? I don't know, Rick. So I've seen that they're using centre, and I think they are using like 05 or whatever the cross runway is for departures. But I think they've only got one landing one, which, if it was me, I'd be tempted to open up 36 left and right and to have departures off of 36 left, just to start clearing the traffic. I know they want to have a single runway ops event, but when you've got, what did we look at? We looked at right, so ground is mental busy. It's just chaos, right? And there are still 87 arrivals, right? Some of those are further out than us, but I would think that the majority of that traffic is holding around here.
Any idea of how long you'll be expecting us on the hold? AC-6 uniform Zulu, after this hold there's going to be one more hold, and that will take at least 2 single minutes.
That's cool. 2-0 we can deal with, 4 laps of each. But they just, so obviously, like I say, you can't use 36 left because of the configuration. I did think, no, they're still using one for takeoff. That's mental. Open up the other one.
Did you copy? Yeah, I was trying to figure it out here, but I appreciate the heads up.
Wow, that's a lot. What's your call sign, Phil? Yeah, 61 and 92. That's crazy. But yeah, I think they should definitely open up one of the other runways just to get the departures out. I mean, what's the wind? 060 at 6. I forget what the other runway is, but there's 2 runways where the wind would favour that, and just get the departures going. Like I say, I know it's a single runway event, but how many controllers? Dunno. God, have they got 2 people on delivery? Jeez. So 57 departures, 2 delivery controllers. They need to open another easy 215 ankle. Alright, I'll listen out. I don't know if you're still on this frequency, Phil. I'm still with 12575. What fun. I mean, at least the mod is holding nicely. That's all we can ask for, I guess. Oh, I didn't start the stopwatch, did I? Silly, we've probably been about, well, if this is 2-minute legs.
Amsterdam, flyer 125, level 130.
Flyer 125, hello, climb 200, back to
oh, okay.
200, direct north, flyer 125.
We'll probably be with them soon. We get taken out of this hold, open up another runway. Maybe I won't do another one of these events. Anyway, I mean, we've got a ton and a half, no, 2.6, just under a ton and a half. So we've got probably an hour's holding from now before we get down to our reserve. We can then knock it down a little bit more. And our reserve, our alternate is Brussels. But we could dip it to either Eindhoven, where I think we have been before, or Rotterdam is closer. So in reality, if you were thinking about where would you want to go, where would the company want to take you for a diversion that was, you know, not technical, not life-threatening, but a planned diversion, then somewhere like Rotterdam would be better because it's a nice easy coach trip for the packs. Yeah, well, I think, Chris, I don't know if you saw, I had some issues with Vulkan. I mentioned it on the other stream. Buying Concorde brought those issues to the forefront, and Sam, the plugin scenery, the scenery manager, you know, the gate scenery plugin, that was causing it. I think it wasn't causing it, the plugin itself. I think it was the art assets, the scenery assets that you use in the airport editor, in the world editor, that was causing random crashes to desktop. Now it was much more frequent and sort of more guaranteed and would happen earlier in the Concorde, but it did cause a crash during the Liverpool trip, so I've got rid of it and it's been rock solid since. So I was trying out Concorde and trying to get some practice at just hoofing it around the sky with the autopilot on, with the thought of doing a bit of landing practice, and I only managed a landing or two because it would just crash. I then did one transatlantic last week, I think Tuesday night, whilst I was having some Skype beers with friends, and that went successfully. So I then did another one the other day.
KLM 7 up X-ray, cancel this hold, and then hold at Schiphol as published.
Cancel hold at Schiphol as published, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, thanks. So let's exit this one.
EC618 from Zulu, cancel this hold, and hold at Schiphol as published. Right, cancel hold Schiphol as published, EC618 from Zulu. Shamrock 60 Tango, cancel hold, and hold at Zibo as
so that was then a successful trip for 3 hours with Concorde not crashing. No, I tell a lie. I did one trip across. I did one trip across the Atlantic, and then we got there after 3 hours, and it crashed, and that irritated me. Because I mean, alright, it's only a 2-3 hour cruise, but it's pretty boring. Unless you're going spectacularly quick. So,
correction, runway 36 center, my apologies.
Yes.
I was about to say nice. 36 center, ready for 1 Alpha, KLM 78.
Apart from that, Vulkan has been fine. It's just been that one plugin that's given me grief.
Yankee, do you know whereabouts we're expected to hold? It's either going to be at Zibo or at REDFA, and it's going to be at least 30 minutes. Okay, yes, no worries.
So we're still good for fuel. Less than a ton an hour per engine. Concorde burns more than that at idle. Now I'm ready to switch to heading if we don't exit the hold. It should. There we go, it has cancelled, which is good. There's 161 come up. So, Schiphol hold. 114 right, I'm sure I did edit that. As you can see here, 114 right, 294, there's nothing on the legs. So at this height it is going to be 1.5 minutes. We'll change it if we need to. But you can't be at 1 minute. Hold in there. I think we had this discussion before, Chris, and I may have looked it up. Yeah, 16 viewers, thanks. Like I say, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subbed and you want to see more, it's not always holds and sitting on the ground. It's the first time I've sat down and been held for a block takeoff time. Then please come along and join. I don't always do busy events where you just go ending up around the sky and around the sky.
Shark 6 Tango descent 51230.
Oh yeah, that was. It's a killer when it does that, but like I said, Chris, after an Atlantic trip, or well, yeah, like you say, 2-hour flight, graphic setting, bam. I think I did have one crash when the aircraft was loading, and I managed to click on the screen, and then it just died. But I don't know if that's just restricted to Vulkan or not. Schiphol. But yeah, yes, they cannot. But I can't speak Dutch with an accent. I can't speak Dutch at all, so I always have a lot of respect for people that do relatively complex tasks like this, especially as doing complex tasks in a second language. And I know that English is the language of aviation, but still, if it's not your first language, it's going to be difficult. Let's have a look at all these aeroplanes. 2159's going around the hole. There he is. 11,000 feet is halfway down. We're up here. Enjoy, Phil. Enjoy the hold. So I guess the other controller is still on.
Holding at Schiphol, flight level 110.
1,000 feet round the hold, and there's, like I say, there's 3 holds round. Maybe we can have a look. No, I guess not.
Radar, hello, Ryanair 2 Victor Tango, flight level 140 in the hold at Schiphol.
2 Victor Tango, Roger.
Yeah, there's, you can't see it on this chart, but there are 3 holding areas for Schiphol. Yes, you are. That's odd to be handed back. I thought they might have gone offline, but I guess not.
With you in the hold at Schiphol, flight level 50.
KLM 227, Roger.
Oh, okay. It looks like it's on, but I guess they've shut it. Going to sleep. Descent flight level 190 KLM, so Delta X-ray. Down we go, and let's do 1,000 feet a minute.
KLM 227, descent flight level 130.
I see aeroplanes.
Descent flight level 130, KLM 227.
Oh, I thought I did.
6162, descent flight level 170.
I see strobe lights. I assumed they were aeroplanes. What did you miss? Not a lot.
That was blocked.
We sat on the ground for ages, and then we've held, and now we're holding somewhere else. So we held at Sulut, and now we're holding at Schiphol. So we should get our flap up marker below flight level 200. We'll bring speed back to that.
And the hold at Schiphol, flight level 160. Roger. Your expansion flight back onto Amsterdam radar 124.875. Amsterdam 124.875, you're expected by Babylon. Fire 125, contact London 118.475.
118.475, thanks for the event, mate. Right, 2 Victor Tango, we're minimum fuel.
Minus 0.
Minimum fuel, gonna have to divert.
1,000 to go.
We are coming in.
Hey, there we go, that's not bad. 210, 209. That wasn't a bad estimate.
EC6 on Quebec, Echo, descent flight level 140.
So this hold entry looks a bit squiffy.
Pan, Ryanair 2 Victor Tango, we're minimum fuel.
Ryanair 2 Victor Tango, Roger. Cancel hold.
Go to Rotterdam.
Turn right. I say again, right, heading 140.
You've missed a hold, and just lots of Dutch people talking. Dutch controllers, in fairness.
We are awaiting permission to lower.
Actually, yes, there's been Dutch talk in the chat, though in English. Do you type with a Dutch accent?
Sorry, 88 second.
88, hold at Schiphol, and expect to wait 36 center.
So, I mean, we could start to eat in our reserve if we were given maybe like an extra 5 minutes.
Scandinavian 2088, hold
There's 5. There's 3 runways. No, there's 2. There's at least 2 runways available. 2 hours, 90 minutes in a hold.
I'm control, KLM 1096, we're with you at flight level 250.
Maybe you should give them some feedback, Phil. Say open up an extra runway when there's 136 inbounds.
12 Alpha arrival, 36 center. Are we going to get a low altitude or should we stay at flight level 250?
For now, let's maintain level 250. I'll lower it in a few minutes.
Alright, maintain flight level 250, KLM 1096.
KLM 72 Yankee, we're approaching Seagull. We plan to do the standard Seagull hold. You want us to enter the hold and reduce our speed? KLM 70 Yankee 8 firm.
Christ in Dutch.
KLM 7.x, descent level 180.
Hey, guess the hour's up. Was that me? Did I miss a call?
Right there. Amsterdam easy sign out, look at Tango, fly heading 110. Heading 110, right at David Tango.
Look at us all going around, look at TCAS. It's just a procession.
Easy 680 from Zulu, descent flight level 200, 200.
Let's have a look on here.
200, we're approaching minimum fuel as well.
Oh, was it 180?
Roger. So we have to bring extra fuel.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, did I miss a descent? Sorry.
Instructions, are you ready to copy?
My bad, now I'm chatting over people, never mind. Everyone's going around.
KLM 1096, I have all instructions, are you ready to copy?
Roger. I think that's for me, right?
That's alright, so what have we had there? We've had 5. It's only been about 10 minutes there.
Was that for KLM 1096 or 996?
KLM 1096, I have all the instructions ready to copy.
Yeah, Roger, we're ready.
Okay, KLM 1096, hold at Pulse. Inbound course 070 with left-hand turns.
Hold it at, can you put it in pet, please? Hold it at Pulse and then...
You're inbound at waypoint now. It's inbound course 070 with left-hand turns.
You're going there. Please, just hold there.
At Pulse, left-hand turn. We have 1 second.
That's why he's giving you the course.
Why are you descending by... Well, I haven't cleared you for descent yet.
Chaos. Chaos and joy. KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Did I miss a descent? Apologies if I did.
No, you haven't. Skype 2088, Amsterdam.
Okay. Outside, yeah, we might as well have a look outside. There's not a lot to see because we haven't got any lights on, so... You can see the cabin lights. Yes. Airplanes above.
No, of course, because there's like 3 people above you that should be going first. Can't tell, but 50.
Brutal. I've never...
That wasn't that. We get the
No. Told to do aircross, you were inbound to it. Let's use your... Let's use your aeroplane. Oh, controller's getting mad. Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, it's a bit loud. I don't get it through my headphones, that's speakers. So.
Okay, this is not going to work. Cancel hold, turn right, heading 060.
It wouldn't be bad if there was 100% competency as well. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I won't do that again.
Amsterdam, control, good afternoon.
Especially if you've got it on headphones. I will warn you next time. But the F mod on this is so good. Well, I mean, we can do brace your ears, brace your ears. We can do a still spot and go, oosh. Better.
From Zulu, expect descent in about
the F mod is so good. I mean, Audio Bird XP. Ooh, and somebody's getting past us. That's cool.
Copy for the descent.
Even at night, that's cool. But I just like aeroplanes everywhere.
To the below you.
You can just see everything. Aeroplanes in the hold. Aeroplanes in the hold.
Just when you're ready, we're just wondering for an estimated hold time. I have have no idea, to be honest. It's going to at least about 5 minutes. Alright, thanks.
Round and round and round we go. Okay, if
We've missed the hold by miles. We've also missed Soggle. I don't know where to hold now.
Yeah, KLM 106, I told you to hold at Edpos. You can always fly back to a waypoint, so direct to Edpos and hold at Edpos. You're taking up space here.
Brutal.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Edpos then. Or disconnect.
Oh, brutal. Yeah, one less. Maybe if I stay here, the airplane will come around again.
Zulu, descent level 70, and
I think I see.
do me a favor and expedite that descent.
I see a lot of airplanes.
70 and expedite.
We're out there somewhere. There's 5, 6, 7. I think I can spot 8 aeroplanes in that shot, just about. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. FMC problems. Can I just hold at Schiphol? I mean, you can clearly go over there, but if you're higher than everyone else, then you're just going to join the next hold even higher, and it's just more difficult to integrate in. So.
Contact London 118.475.
I'm seeing at least 2 aeroplanes in the window ahead of us, maybe 3. I know some of them are stars.
I'm sorry, radar speedbird 2758 with you. Flight level 230.
Good accent.
2758, hello, that's from an Alpha arrive for the way 367.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you see it all the time, Phil. There's a huge amount of
Alpha arrival.
There's a huge amount of abilities various when it comes to VATSIM. And something like this is very different. So still spot is shift 2, so I'm going to do that again. So brace your ears, I want to see the airplane go past again. Shift 2.
Okay, let's expect it.
Wish.
Okay, I'm 7 to Yankee, descent flight to full 200. 200, Kevin, 7 to Yankee. Have you 2088,
it's nice and bassy on my speakers. Round and round and round we go.
2080, the next flight to fast surfing.
How are we doing? These are definitely 5 minutes holds.
906. Now I have space over at Zibo, so cancel the hold at Edpos and hold at Zibo as published.
So he's just gone all the way back.
Yeah, cancel the hold at Zibo, Edpos, we'll go to Soggle instead.
Brutal. Oh, that's cool, look. All these airplanes here. Right, I'm going to do an external again. I think Phil is one of these. Phil, are you one of these? No, Phil, you're not. Phil, you're... Oh, I don't even know where you are. Anyway, brace for your ears. Brace your ears.
160, normally centrate.
There's one.
160, normally centrate.
There's 2.
And EC60 from Zulu, contact Schiphol, approach 121.2.
Far left, 2159. Am I being an idiot? Oh yeah, you're out there. Well, maybe if you catch up, we'll try and get you in a shot. But we were just catching up with these guys. I love all the different holding speeds. I can't imagine that everyone is flying their best endurance speed. I mean, technically I'm not. I could knock off a knot or 2. Although, what I haven't done for a while is update this. 2 knots lower. Yeah, still a run.
210.
Are you flying Zibo, Phil, or are you in the bus? Seeing as you're flying easy.
433, hello, climb flight level 240. Climb flight level 240, speedbird 433.
We'll be drawing out pensions by the end of this. Clearly people have got a lot of time on their hands at the moment. It's good though. So many people online is good.
109er Papa Juliet, cancel hold and turn right to Sierra Papa Lima.
Cancel hold, turning right to Sierra Papa Lima. Run in Papa Juliet.
Oh yeah, look at me, minimum clean, down to 210. I mean, I did ask earlier.
Papa Juliet, contact Schiphol approach, 121.2.
Told this. Cool. Okay.
121.2, take over. This is not Papa Juliet.
The only thing I'll say is, hey, Zibo's free. And Zibo for freeness is very, very, very good. As much as I would like to try the bus, I think I'd struggle with it. But I think you can see when you look at Concorde with the pulley outy autopilot buttons, I think you see where Airbus got it from. Seeing as they were the, as I said in the last stream, Concorde morphed into Airbus.
Sherlock 603, descent flight level 19er, correction, flight level 200.
Let's do another whoosh. Brace your ears. Brace your ears.
Skyview 2088, descent flight level 220.
I was hoping the airplane was going to turn. It's a bit further out. Oh, that's good. Modded performance, yeah. Sounds are pretty important, but like, how often are you outside? Cockpit sounds is what you need.
Instructions when you're actually, yeah, I'm going to explain welcome, approximate speed, but yes, from it. 02758, hold at Sulut, inbound course, make that left turn 040 with left turn, and with 2-minute legs.
I haven't flown the Airbus. Well, I tell a lie. I've flown.
Enter hold at Sulut with left-hand turn.
I remember the FSX Airbus.
Repeat the last bit of instructions.
To be honest, I like the 7.3, and I think mostly because of the price. I mean, I had PMDG back in the day. I think Airbus has got that commonality between types that's really, really good and well thought out. But I like the Boeing. There's a lot to think about. I think it's a bit less automated potentially. But like, big respect to you, Phil, for having lots of different types on the go. Although, what did I say? I bought Concorde because it's an amazing machine, and I'm starting to get the hang of that, which is phenomenal. And if it gets to the level, that Zibo, then I think that'll be really impressive. A Max? I don't think there's a Max. There's certainly not a Max 737 Max. If there is, it's pirated and stolen. That gets people upset, especially with the work Zibo puts in. And Tim, don't forget Twerkster as well. So round and round and round we go. So we've got about a ton of fuel, another half an hour. So at 2100 Zulu, we're going to have to start thinking about what's going to happen. We haven't changed level for a while. Who's this cheeky rascal? It's going in front of us. Where are we? There we are. Who's this dude? Like I say though, we're not the only hold, so have a look at all these guys inbound. Have they really still not opened up another runway? No, I can't. I cannot try and pronounce. Bilki Vit. No. No. I gave it a go.
You're welcome. KLM 652, descent flight level 70.
There's a lot of flashing lights out there.
314 request to climb to flight level 390.
Is that Schiphol?
Berlin 314, climb flight level 390.
So I guess that's because it's not loading the object and it just has the lights on all the time. So there's a lot of aeroplanes sat on the ground. Hilarity. At least we can see him. X-Pilot's cool. VATSIM is cool. VATSIM is really good. Round and round and round we go. But if we haven't got enough fuel, that's nobody's problem but our own. Well, there we go, there's that. Loaded up some objects. Just about.
Bye-bye. Unicom 1 left, bye-bye. Martin 6162, descent flight level 150.
Looks like you got a bit of drift on there, Phil. What's going on with that? Zibo is holding amazingly well now. We are just bang on the money every time. Okay, the entry was a bit squiffy, but I mean there is Sugol. If we go, wonder why that doesn't show up. Not the best entry in the world, but not terrible neither. Got us round. We've been doing pretty well.
Hello, Climb 240, direct to Kodak.
We're doing departing traffic as well. So we haven't even briefed the approach yet. We've had a look at it and I've chewed it up and readied it. Descent flight level 170, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Didn't miss that one. So let's get 1,000 feet a minute.
Beaver 2758, cancel this hold and now hold at Schiphol.
Oh, 1 minute max. Okay. Well, my bad. I've gone for standard 1.5 minutes over flight level 140, I think it is. It just looked like it was. Oh yeah, you were turning. Looked like you were going straight and not turning. Anyway, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter like how long the legs are. I mean, we should technically be holding a bit quicker, but we might as well do minimum clean just because it's most efficient for us. Anyway, brace your ears. It shouldn't be too loud because we're descending. But let's have a look. Oh, somebody else in the hold.
At least 15 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all good. As long as we go around the hold at the right level, I'm not sure they...
1,000 to go.
It's as published.
I suppose you've probably got more fuel than me, and we are relatively light, although we've got quite a few packs.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight to full bomb, actually, KLM 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight to full bomb 50.
Descent flight level 150, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 bomb, KLM 6
So we are starting to get down. Yeah, you want to bring it back to 220, Phil. Get right on the money, minimum clean. I mean, I might bug those extra 2 knots may make a little bit of fuel flow difference. Not much, but a little bit. Makes all the difference.
London Center 129425, speedbird 433.
I mean, the legs are done on time anyway, so...
475.
118425, thank you sir, speedbird 433.
There's a lot of controllers on as well. We could have gone back to London, done a touch and go and come back. Would have been fun. Maybe we'll do a VFR trip again at some point. Anyway, down we go. I don't know how you guys have got patience to just watch me go around the hold. My brain, and I'm barely committed to it. I'm barely paying attention. Descent flight level 140, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Shamrock 60 Tango, descent flight level 170.
So let's bring it back and level change, see what we get.
Emirates 841, contact correction. Emirates 841, climb flight level 280.
Not a huge amount of difference.
And next sector is closing. Malta Unicorn 122.8. Bye-bye.
Emirates 841, say again please.
Emirates 841, Malta Unicorn 122.8. And please check your microphone. It's definitely in the red zone. It's bleeding my ears out. So check your microphone, make sure it's in the green zone.
Brace your ears, let's have a look externally again. Wish.
122.8, bye-bye. Shark 60 Tango, descent flight level 160 now.
160, Shark 60.
Skype in 2088, descent flight level 200.
Instruction, read back. Callsign.
1,000 to go.
Yeah, maybe they know. It's all about being professional on the radio, Phil. I think you get preferential treatment if you know what you're doing. Maybe that's a bit uncalled for. That's when I say that and then I end up missing a call.
Can
I 1096, he sends followable 210.
He said flight 210, KLM 1096.
KLM 7 up. Good evening, Lufthansa 868, flight level 360.
1,000 to go.
KLM 7 up, X-ray, he sends followable 130.
So flight level 130, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Station calling, say again. Good evening, Lufthansa 868, flight level 360.
Sorry, but you're on there. Getting sleepy.
1,000 to go.
KLM 652, cancel hold and turn right to Sierra Papa Lima.
Oh, so we might go direct.
Cancel hold, turn right heading Sierra Papa Lima. KLM 652.
Let's edit that.
Amsterdam, Days, we were 977 over REDFA.
977, hello, Lamson 12, arrival, runway 36 center, hold at Zibo.
Lamson 3 Alpha 36 center.
I mean, it makes sense if we did the transition.
Apologies, it says REDFA 1 Alpha arrival for 36 center and hold at Zibo.
Anyway, let's start getting prepped. We're still in the hold, which is cool.
02758, he sent forward 220.
2203 by 275.
Should be cab okay for the approach, VMC. 4 mile ring, 10 mile ring for flap 1. 30, not that it matters.
KLM 652, contact Schiphol approach, 121.2, bye.
How long have we been in the hold? I'm not sure. I should have started the stopwatch. But we can have a look at the map. We've done
Thank you. EC2159,
maybe 10 minutes there. There he goes.
Under flight level 900, EC2159.
Where are you going?
Into 088, descent flight level 170.
Phil, you're miles away. Look at these nice tight holds. Where are you? You're over here.
Descent flight to full.
And I can't even count how many we've done over here. But we've been going over the same, exact same path every time, so.
No, discard.
The first one was a bit squiffy.
Scandinavian
But then look, we're just bang on the money.
That's the one I was looking for.
Anyway, brace your earballs. Outside.
Get them to the 70, send flight to full bomb, 00. Get them on 0960, send flight to full 200.
I mean, one thing I will say, guys, is that holds used to be expected. They used to do it all the time.
To holding speed.
Yeah, we'll go down to minimum speed for 9.
It was really common to have aeroplanes stacked, especially coming into Heathrow, when there was no flow control. Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. Have a look and see how many of us are in the hold. And then here is Schiphol. Oh boy. I think we can disable those. That's a lot of aeroplanes. Could have been halfway to New York at this point.
To confirm, bomb 50.
So I wonder if it's going to mess up smart cars that we shut the engine down. I don't think it did. We had 15 minutes of shut down engines, so that saved a bit of fuel. Should have just sat there with the APU on.
Speedbird 2758, descent flight level 210.
I would have saved us probably another 150 kilos. Yes, yes, yes.
We're just going to activate the whole now, Speedbird 275, we forgot to activate as well.
Oops.
02758, confirm you're now turning towards Zibo to hold?
Yeah, we're turning now, we just forgot to activate the hold.
Roger, thank you for the info. And 02758, descent flight level 2 bomb, correction, flight level 200.
200, Speedbird 275.
Scan 1096, descent flight level bomb 70.
170, KLM 196.
EC259, descent flight level 80.
Descent flight level 80.
Oh, he's miles away. I've just had a look on the map.
KLM 706, descent flight level bomb 20.
Was that me? Descend at flight level 120, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 1096, descend flight level 160.
No, not me.
160, KLM 1096.
0275, descend flight level 190.
Oh, hang on, where are we going now? I suppose we are below 140. But look at this guy. That's brilliant.
From flight level 130. Skype 82, climb flight level 250, you're identified.
So, let me get my trusty... Where is my trusty flight information handbook?
Climb flight level 250.
Here it is.
Climb flight level 250,
Flight information handbook. No, that's MET.
Okay, 227, do you have any idea on the wait time for the hardware site?
Go to 7, I'll ask the supervisor tonight.
Roger, thanks. KLM 227.
And ASAP, yep, time to divert, mate, time to divert. I hear Rotterdam's a nice place at this time of year. And you bought a hell of a lot more reserve than I did. We had to sit on the ground for a while as well. So, holds. 45 minutes left, so final reserve is 30 minutes legally. If you're going to land with less than that, it's an official Mayday.
KLM 7 estimate, down to light. KLM 17 Papa, cancel the hold, make a right turn towards Sierra Papa Lima.
That's what you want to hear, Phil. Off to Schiphol.
Amsterdam Hello Service 69 Delta Delta inbound reference speed 290 all greater.
Transavia 69 Delta Delta, hello, red from an Alpha arrival, runway 36 center.
Direction 1 Alpha 36 center, I believe ready to descend.
Well,
stand by.
no, we're down to 3 tons, Rick. Why are you laughing at my Schiphol?
KLM 227, it's going to be a minute 5, sorry, 2059 Zulu estimated.
Roger, we keep an eye on
KLM 17 Papa, contact triple approach, 121.2.
112, okay, Joe, KLM 17 Papa.
Thank you, EC 2159 there.
Okay, holding.
KLM 227, descent 519 STR.
Yeah, fair enough. 270.
170,
speedboat 225
Speedboat 977, when ready, descend flight of full 190.
So we should be doing 1 minute legs now.
At Transavia 69
Which
Delta
I'm pretty sure I was, yeah.
Hold at Schiphol at published, you can start reduce to holding speed.
So there we go, we shorten that leg. Okay, well I don't speak any Dutch, I just, like most Brits, expect to speak English. Well, I did like I did have a nice trip to Amsterdam. And Rotterdam, been to Rotterdam, I like. Schiphol. Schiphol.
Skype 82, climb flight level 350, Malta Unicorn, 128, bye bye.
So our minimum is 2.6.
Skype 82, climb flight level 350, and Malta Unicorn, 122.8.
No, Zibo's been quiet, but
Climb flight level 350.
that probably means he's working on something pretty substantial.
Thanks for your help, goodbye. Bye-bye, EC2059, descent
And I suppose it doesn't even have to be substantial, like visually substantial, it's just if he does it substantially, he could be doing like a whole rewrite of code or certainly done it before.
When ready, correction, expect flight level 70 by 2PAC, report ready for descent.
2PAC. So that hasn't changed.
Speed restrictions, expect runway 21. Could you repeat the expected arrival again, please?
KLM 370, it's flight level 70 by 2PAC, report ready for descent.
Roger, could you report the expected arrival, please?
Time? Does he want time?
Correction, KLM 370, it's a REDFA 3 Echo arrival.
Roger, KLM 370, led for 3 Echo arrival, expect flight level 70 by 2PAC.
KLM 270, descent 580 and expect now minute 02 we have to go around at Schiphol.
Yeah, it certainly is. People don't really appreciate, you know, how complex the code is going to be. And it's not like the real aeroplane. It's not a case of working on a single system and then other, you know, it's one person having to simulate all of the systems.
There, command flight 250.
Captain 250, you're doing circuit whiskey, thank you.
0977, continue 754
So I'm happy that we don't need our alternate fuel to Brussels. So I'm happy to commit it. How far away? How far away is Rotterdam? Let me just have a look at our fuel tables. And can I have a look on the chart?
It's 40 Alpha Alpha, hello there, command flight default 240. Flight over 240.
So let's see if we can look on the chart here. So Rotterdam's actually really close. Descent flight level 110 KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Call 569 Delta Delta.
Do you mind? Level change, please. Oh, what have I done now? Right. So, how much fuel do we have? So, our final reserve fuel is 1.1. We are steadily making our way down the hold.
370, confirm we can descend when ready. KLM 370, descent, flight default 170.
And we've got pretty much the same in each tank.
Flight level 170, KLM 370.
So 0.55 in each tank is minimum fuel. So Chris, yes, Brussels was the alternate.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. So yes, Brussels was, and I'm just having a look at the fuel for that. Because of course we can commit if we were given an estimated arrival time. So we've got an extra 33 minutes of alternate fuel to Brussels, and that's 1.4 tons. How far away is Rotterdam? Rotterdam is not actually that far, is it? So Rotterdam to... Oh, why don't I just tune the VOR and shut up? So 1104 will give us a distance to Rotterdam. Rotterdam is 45 miles away, so actually that's not going to take very long at all. That's 10 minutes, so we need 10 minutes fuel to get there pretty much. So we can cut this down pretty close to the wire. We had an additional 2 tons of fuel that we've got through, so...
Thank you for the service, good night.
1,000 to go.
Approaching 100. Packs are sat down. We are below 250. Pumps on. Pressurization. Phones off. And we do need to do the performance calcs. Oh no, I haven't filled in the alternate destination pages, Chris. I wasn't sure that worked yet. So
EC2159er, cancel hold.
There he is.
Make a right turn to
Bye,
Sierra
Phil.
Papa Lima.
Off you go.
Cancel hold and right turn to Sierra Papa Lima, EC2159, thanks.
Jersey 824 Alpha, it's the REDFA to Runway arrival, expect runway, I'm going to get runway 06, but I'll have to ask the next sector.
You're in front of us, Phil, and you're 3 below, so 70. There you are.
KLM 370, proceed to Hotel Sierra Delta to join the rest of the echo arrival.
Sorry, should have warned you about your ears.
KLM 370, direct Hotel
See you later, Phil.
to join the REDFA vehicle arrival.
Okay, cool.
Direct Hotel Sierra
I will have a
Delta,
play with that,
370.
Chris, that's really useful. Anyway, flight level 100. Forward-facing lights are on. Logo's on. Recalls checked, and we still need to do landing performance. So, brace your ears again. Got lights on now.
Can 618 climb level 240 direct to Kodak.
240 direct to Kodak.
And the station has been on standby. What's your call sign once again?
So, if we had 2.4,
02764,
hello, now.
From an Alpha arrival, Runway 36 center, hold at Schiphol.
Roger, bed for 1 Alpha, 327, hold at Schiphol,
KLM 370, contact AMS radar 123.850.
12385, KLM 370.
Jersey 824 Alpha, it's going to be runway 24. Ben ready, descent flight level 60, level by Basels.
interesting. Or is that?
It's going to be runway 24 for arrival and descent 60 and level by Basels, Jersey.
There is a 2.4, isn't there?
Channel 60 Tango, descent flight level 110.
Anyway, let's get up to date meters.
1.2.
Order 121.2, thanks very much for your help, good job, bye-bye.
KLM 227, descent flight level 70. Scavian 2088, descent flight level 130.
It's just clearing these guys out.
88, descent flight level 130.
Secondary landing,
KLM
361.
1096, descent flight level 150.
Flight level 150, KLM 1096.
Took a while to get that open.
Captain Chicago 150, Papa, request high.
You found 180 according to... Oh, you found 240 in a step climb. Okay, this is kind of awkward. Chicago 150 Papa, climb level 220 for now.
Still 10k.
Chicago 150.
Light rain.
KLM 227, cancel hold and
Few
ONET to
4, 5.
Lima.
Cancel mode for navigation to Sierra Lima, KLM 227.
It's 11, dew point over 8, and QH1017. So that's our up-to-date weather which we need.
EC6 on Quebec Echo, descent flight level 80. Descent level 80, EC6 on Quebec Echo. Scandian 2088, descent flight level 120.
So let's
Scandinavian 2088, descent flight level 120.
36.
KLM 1096, descent flight level 140.
It's going to be a dry runway.
Descent flight level 140, KLM 1096.
Sweeper 2758, descent flight level 160.
11 degrees. We think if we're going to estimate 61.6.
Your wings 35
flap 30.
Charlie, hello. REDFA 1 Alpha arrival, runway 36 center and hold at Schiphol.
And having a look at the runway.
REDFA 1 Alpha arrival,
Let's get the approach. Airport, there we go.
Yeah, hold at Schiphol, established.
Hold at Schiphol,
Hold at Schiphol forever.
And Airbus Cargo Officer, Papa is country level 2 to 0 for cruise, it's the
Yes, Phil.
above.
REDFA 1 Alpha 36
That's
center.
absolutely fine, 220 is fine for us, Airbus Chicago 150, Papa, thanks.
And we're going to just expect the vectors, but I've put the transition in direct to
KLM 287 Romeo,
direct to the VOR and then outbound. We don't need to cook the brakes, but we don't really want to be hanging about too long. Gonna go forward to brake 2 and just hope that we make whiskey 3.
7 kilo whiskey, contact Langen radar 135.650.
Langen radar 135.650 for your wings, 7 kilo whiskey, bye-bye.
First calling KLM 287 Romeo, are you still here?
So 10875.
Hello, again, 250.
003, check it from X-plane.
043 Alpha, flighting 250.
002, check from here, 002, adjust.
43 Hotel Alpha, flighting 250.
So that's what we have programmed direct and then outbound. We may not get it going to expect some vectors. Yeah. So I mean, we could edit this and put in a couple of custom points, but I'm happy to just leave it as is and then remove as needed. So yeah.
EC27 X-ray, head from an Alpha arrival, runway 36 center, hold at Zibo.
That's for the 10 miles.
Can 7 Delta X-ray, descend flight 190.
Set flight level 90 KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Can 227,
Level change, down we go.
So,
003188.
EC61 Quebec Echo,
Let's track straight ahead. Off we go.
1,000 to go.
Can 1096, descend flight level 130.
130 KLM 1096.
50 speed 180, wow, okay. They're getting the spacing sorted early.
UX535 Charlie, let me see, descent flight level 200.
Well, we've got 1212 tuned.
And correction, that level is blocked, flight level 210. Descent flight level 210.
Back to the VOR. I mean, it's 30.
It's
30 miles to Schiphol. And it's only 50% more to Rotterdam. So.
170 Spirit 977. Can 7 of the X-ray, descent flight level 80.
So flight level 80 KLM 7 Delta X-ray. So we'll be out once we get level change, please. We'll be out once we get down there.
Roger the 1259er. Roger the 1259er. Roger the 1259er, climb flight level 250.
We've done landing performance. We can definitely make all of the runway.
Quebec Echo.
We might get Whiskey 4, Whiskey 5 might be a bit of a squeeze.
Cancel all that and proceed direct to Sierra Lima, EC6 Quebec Echo. Amsterdam gedaan, KLM 114 Charlie, flight level 110. KLM 114 Charlie, climb flight level 250. Flight level 250,
Somebody else going past, which is cool. It's good to see.
KLM 280 Romeo, report your heading to London Control 118.475. Heading to London 118.475, KLM 280 Romeo. Air Cargo 150 Papa, flighting 250. Heading 250, Air Cargo 4105, correction. 110 Papa. Roger the 1259, climb flight level 390.
As we'll get the app on now before we forget.
Sherlock 60 Tango, descent flight level 90. Scanning 2088, descent flight level 110.
Ding, no fuel. Running on fumes. Almost twice that. No go rounds for you. Go around, flame out, turn back.
Delta Delta, descent flight level 180. Super 40 Alpha, report your heading to London, 118.475.
There we go, that's been us. You can see the hold tightening up as we've gone down and slowed down. And even at the same minute, slower speed as we get closer down. It's going to bring those holds in. 2 hours, well, that's definitely almost to JFK. Brace your ears, chaps, brace your ears.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight level 70.
Descent flight level 70, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
EC6 from Quebec Echo, contact Schiphol approach 121.2.
So I think it keeps doing that when I have my push to talk depressed. Brace your ears again.
Speedbird 2758, descent flight level 120. Speedbird 977, descent flight level 140.
Black screen, is it that bad?
Speedbird 977, descent flight level 140.
It's not me, is it?
Amsterdam, good evening, EC47 Delta Romeo, climbing 130 to the pit. EC47 Delta Romeo, climb flight level 240, direct to Colac.
Lose 1 knot there.
240, direct to Colac, EC47 Delta Romeo. Mustang Cannon 11 for Charlie, climb flight level 350 and Unicom 128, bye-bye. 350, Unicom 128, bye-bye, KLM 114 Charlie. Dutch VACC 1259er, Unicom 128.
Unicom level 129, bye.
Just to be sure, Skipper 9 and descent flight 140. Through 2758, descent flight for 110.
110, Zibo 2758.
Skipper 9 and descent flight for 130. Delta 130, that was blocked. 130, Skipper 977. Thank you. EC6 on Quebec, question EC6 on Charlie Quebec, contact London Control 118, decimal 475.
118, 475, you go 6 on Charlie Quebec, thank you, goodbye.
69 Delta Delta, descent flight level 150. Descent flight level 150,
Round and round.
Schiphol Center, KLM 72, Charlie Alpha, flag level 130.
Oh, no, another lap.
Charlie Alpha, hello, turn right, heading 270 and squawk 2762. Amsterdam Radar, good evening, KLM 7.
Raise your ears, let's have a look outside again.
KLM 792, hello, REDFA van Alpha arrival, runway 36 center, hold at Zibo. Amsterdam Radar, runway 36 center, at Zibo, hold KLM 792.
Run at 230, speed of shift to 30 knots at flight level 230.
First KLM 7 to Charlie, stop descent, flight level 120.
So, our absolute minimum fuel was about now.
X-ray, from an Alpha arrival, runway 36 center, hold at Sugal.
Thanks. Anyway, I hope you can catch up and watch the landing. I hope it's going to be a good one. But thanks for sticking about. I hope you learned something. Don't come to a VATSIM event with it unless you've got at least an hour or two's additional fuel.
That was blocked. Sherman 60 Tango, descent level 80. Volkswagen 69 Delta Delta, descent level 140. Descent level 140, Delta. Streamer 27640, descent level 170.
So, once we hit 2 point...
Sleeper, question KLM 72, Charlie Alpha, turn left direct to Sugal to hold at Sugal.
So we hit 2.4.
Left to Sugal, hold Sugal, KLM 72, Charlie Alpha. EC47 Delta Romeo, climb flight level 320. 320, hold Delta Romeo. EC4 for Uniform Papa.
So once we get down to 121 in each tank, we are now committed. We cannot go to our alternate. So we're committed to this or Rotterdam. So it's just worth bearing that in mind. We should have had a using reserve fuel warning right now.
You're not inside my airspace, Unicom. Unicom, East 35 Delta. EC27 X-ray, descent flight level 220. Descent flight level 220,
With any luck we'll be out the hold on this one.
Yeah, that's fine. Doing 65 choice, descent flight level 200.
Confirm, maintain flight level 200, what is the holding?
Do you see traffic below you? I think so. You can now descend level 200.
Descent level 200, you'll make the structure, thank you.
Scandinavian 2088, descent level -0.
Scandinavian 2088, distinct flight level 9.
We'll keep the retracts up just to save that 1% fuel burn. So we've got less than an hour's fuel.
First,
no, slightly more.
7 Delta X-ray, cancel hold and feedback to Sierra Papa Lima.
Cancel hold, direct Sierra Papa Lima, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Doing 224 calling for clearance.
LNAV on, cancelled, hold, outbound, minimum clean.
For 2, listen now before talking. Climb flight level 250. Speaker 27640, descent flight level 150. 150, Surgeon 3224, ready to copy? Let's go. Roger, you're clear to Gdansk. go back to Delta departure, runway 23, initial climb flight level
Do us.
60 and squawk 3133.
And inbound. Happy days, we are on our way in. An hour and 45 minutes, hours delay en route, and that's without the ground hold as well. So we were held on the ground for a little while there. And you can see just how long, 2.5 hours since we pushed. Did we really hold that long? Did we really hold an hour on the ground after pushing? Wow. Right, let's get this direct sorted out.
2758, descent flight level 100.
100, Zibo 2758.
You're in 35 Charlie, descent flight level 17, yeah, descent level 170.
Descent flight level 170, you'll reach 35 Charlie.
EC 27 X-ray, descent flight level 210.
Descent flight level 210,
So 30 miles.
X-ray, descent flight level 220.
Not too high, we're going to expect vectors out here somewhere.
EC 47 Delta Romeo, Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom 47 Delta Romeo, bye.
EC 4 for Papa, climb flight level 320 and Unicom, bye-bye.
So maybe I'll have to up my...
7 Delta X-ray, contact Schiphol approach, 121.2.
Schiphol approach 121.2, thanks very much for the service, great job, stay safe, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
You too, bye-bye. Break, Sherman.
Approach KLM 7 Delta X-ray direct to Sierra Papa Lima, flight level 70, minimum clean.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, hello. Vectors ILS approach runway 36 center, descent flight level 50.
Vectors ILS 37 center, descent flight level 50, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Alpaca 1705, right heading 210.
Yeah, 10875, 10875, check. 3 hours, yes. Oh, I didn't see that, that got taken away. So, yeah, I mean, considering if we could get across the Atlantic now in this sort of time. Yeah, what are we playing? Guess the stream time. Is that more fun than guess the landing rate? Anyway, descending flight level 50. Vehicles checked, order brake is set. Oh, there's an alpaca left.
Descent flight level 50,
The last of the alpacas.
8869, descent flight level 50, speed 220 knots.
So we're going to expect something like that. So we can probably cut that and go direct to it at some point.
Shamrock 60 Tango Vectors ILS approach runway 36 center, descent flight level 50.
Well, at least we're inbound now.
Delta X-ray speed 220.
Speed 220, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
1,000 to go.
6690, right heading 080. Right heading 080 right now. EC61 Quebec Echo heading 180. Contact arrival 118.4.
Heading 180, arrival 184, EC61 Quebec Echo.
Jersey 824 Alpha, for your information, there's inbound emergency traffic on landing opposite on runway 06. On short final, there's no conflict.
Somebody with no fuel. What if that's Phil? Flame out and turn in. There's no way we'd glide from here.
Approaching on runway 04, no conflict. Continue approach. Near approach. Alpaca 17 Alpha heading 180.
So we've got 5 minutes to run to the VOR. Approximately.
So 320 X-ray identified, turn left heading 210, climb now flight level 130.
Turn left heading 210, climb flight level 130, speed bear 66.
Alpaca 17 Alpha, contact arrival, calls and only 118.4.
See the airport.
118.4, put on
the traffic, or are they all going?
8669, turn right heading 110.
Right heading 110 right now, 8669.
Good evening, after LHR approaches is Delta 3435 descending, and my waypoint is heading towards Delta 3435, contact Amsterdam 125.750. 125.50. 125.75. 125.75.
Pen and paper. Always pen and paper.
60 Tango, speed 220 knots.
Well, we're almost there. This is going to be 2 hours flight time, and almost 3. It was probably going to be 3 hours on blocks. Probably drive quicker.
Wind 070 degrees 3 knots. Please one, with your thing, journey 8 for Alpha. Train 8669, speed 18.
I mean, well done to these guys. They are sticking at it. Yeah, I'm sure the event was meant to end at 2100. So it was meant to be over 23 minutes ago. You know, and it's 11 o'clock. Hey, I suppose not everyone has work to go to tomorrow, so control the event. Anyway, the ident we are looking for is Mike Sierra Alpha 002, which we have 12 DME picked up.
Square 320 X-ray, resume mode navigation, direct Volko.
Green cloud. Let's put the anti-ice on just in case.
Square 320 X-ray, contact Amsterdam 125.750.
125.750, thank you, bye-bye.
Train 8669, heading 180.
It's less.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, speed 180.
Speed 180 knots, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. So we bug up.
977 down to 110 Sierra Papa Lima.
Spirit 977, hello, back to silence approach, runway 36 center.
Then as we approach up speed, we will hit flap 1 match speed.
Injector 737 identified, climb flight level 130.
Hello,
turn left
Schiphol.
heading 220.
Left heading 220 and climb flight level 110, give that 737.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, turn right heading 180.
Right heading 180, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. That's a nice view.
8669 and contact arrival, call sign only 118.4, thanks.
Do. Brace your ears, brace your ears.
Hotel Kilo identified, climb flight level 130, on navigation Bergie.
130 on navigation Bergie, right, Hotel Kilo.
There's going to be some unhappy residents. This is not a low noise approach. 118, okay. Get the rates in if you want. There we go, we are heading direct for 657 or 557, whichever one it is. Let's do that. Give us an idea of the profile, which we're coming on to, so we need a descent soon. Pretty good that, no? We could have predicted that. There should be an aeroplane ahead of us, but we look like we're going to go into some cloud again. Streetlights are good, the occasional car.
Egypt 737, resume notification, activated.
Resume all navigation, there,
Into cloud we go. 10 degrees. So it's getting close for icing. It's pretty cool. Okay, the clouds aren't volumetric, but at night they don't look too bad. I mean, you can sort of see through those. It's active sky performance clouds.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, contact arrival 118.4, call sign only.
Call sign only to arrival 118.4. Thanks for the event. Great job. Stay safe. KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Bye.
Just right to break, similar.
Glacier 3600.
925 is tower. Schiphol arrival KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
30, Glacier 3600.
That was awful. Arrival KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
KLM 7 Delta X-ray, hello, check low flight frequency 108.75.
10875 KLM 7 Delta X-ray. 10875, yes.
Ryanair 8669, descent 4000 feet, QNH 1017.
4107, Ryanair 57.
So I'm sure we've had this discussion before, but we've set the minimums Barrow 188, not rad out, for various reasons. But that did crop up recently.
Ryanair 8669, turn left heading 090.
Left heading 090, Ryanair 667.
Turn left 090.
Somebody just connected. Well, this has been an evening of great holding, a test of fuel, nerves. Still got the localizer tuned. 19225 set. Hope you win with 118. Well, there's nobody else in the competition, so even if it's within, even if it's just whoever's closest, you win. I can't offer you anything other than my recommendation to go and have a look on, what was the website? Have a look on SIPmarket. Descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1017, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Set, checked, descending. Yeah, got on SIPmarket and they've got Chicago airports for free today. Oh, they might have actually finished that. But get on and have a look, just in case they haven't. Free stuff is good.
1,000 to go.
So, MSA is 2,300, missed approach is 2,000 straight ahead with an MSA of 1,700. Oh no, 1,700 is fine, so 2-3 if we bust through the localizer. Parallel approaches, they are trying to clear the skies. I'm surprised it took them so long. Anyway, 12 DME we'll expect to turn soon. We have got minimum, we've got minimum flap 1 by 10 miles. The locals would be very unhappy with this non-continuous approach. Hey, maybe the streetlights are realistic. There's some cars down there and no streetlights, so I normally moan that it looks like there's too many streetlights all over the place, but maybe it is quite accurate. Either way, I think it looks good. Left heading 090, KLM 7 Delta X-ray.
Ryanair 8669, clear approach, runway 36 center, leave 4,000 feet on the glide.
Okay, there's approach runway 36 center, Ryanair 8669.
We are getting really close down to minimum fuel, even though we got decent steer on the approach. Final reserve 30 minutes 1072. So 5053 would that do? Street lighting's good, and this is ex-Europe as an overlay, so it does look pretty good. I think a lot of it's OSM data, which I don't even know if all these are accurate, but certainly the roads are in the right place and pretty smooth. So we'll expect a turn. We have got flap, we only need flap 5, so we can just about do an approach at this speed, but it's a little bit high energy. Going through the localizer. And KLM 7 Delta X-ray passing through the localizer for 36 center.
Left heading 330.
So left heading 330, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Maintaining speed 180 knots, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Butter, well I don't aim for butter. I'll aim for 150. I can't promise you'll get it. Now we haven't been cleared the approach, but we're going to have to start descending. So I am going to ident-tuned. This approach is going to turn into a bit of a mess. KLM 7 Delta X-ray, request descent.
7 Delta X-ray, stand by.
Right at 6 on the runway 26.
Hi there, 8669, contact tower 119 up to 5, bye-bye.
That's the 119 to 5, 9669, bye-bye.
Schiphol, Spirit 977.
First KLM 7 Delta X-ray, descent to 3000 feet, QNH 10. Cleared ILS 36 center.
Descent altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1017, cleared ILS 36 center, KLM 7 Delta X-ray. Right, let's get that out. Let's get speed out, brakes out. Localize the capture. We need to get everything out to get back down on profile, otherwise we're going to miss this. The intercept is going to be somewhat poor. Now we can intercept from above, but it's not going to be pretty. Let's go flap 10, get a little bit of extra drag. Same speed as flap 5. We are unstable at this point. Let's take it down to 2000. No level change, damn you. There we go. Oh no! Oh no! No, that's incredibly frustrating. What a disaster. Device loss again, so it wasn't Sam that did it. Oh, that's incredibly frustrating. 2 hours flight time were wasted. Sorry guys, so I definitely haven't got to the bottom of this Vulkan device loss error. We did, and I can't help thinking maybe if we'd had a stable approach it would have been a bit better. So Vulkan device loss again. Now what I didn't do was what was advised to start up X-plane with some additional logging, so I'm going to have to do that again. That's incredibly frustrating. And I was so hoping for one of my first, I've done a few virtual KLM trips, but that was going to be the first one, and it was such an epic trip. So yeah, I don't think you can see the message, but unfortunately that's all I get. Vulkan device loss error, auto crash report form. The trouble is, we're not going to get the auto crash report form. So, sorry guys, that's soul destroying. Anyway, I'm going to call that complete, even though we didn't land off it. That was a lot of holds. So at least Project Fly will capture it. Seems I get a couple of hours for that. Wow. Not much else to do really. I think I've copied the log from Smart Cars. I wonder if I can put that into Notepad. Yeah, at least that shows how long we were flying for. Maybe I can get them to log just a whatever landing. KLM 7 Delta X-ray. So unfortunately, still haven't got to the bottom of it. I'll see what I can do with the auto crash report, but I'm not holding my breath that it's going to produce anything meaningful. And we were having such fun. So can't finish that one. So I've just got to cancel that, which is a shame. So yeah, never mind. Better luck next time. Yeah, I mean, like I say, Vulkan has been pretty good. Maybe I just need to wipe the PC and put stuff back on. Maybe it's Concorde that's doing it. Now I would have been gutted if we hadn't made it back when we did Concorde today, so it's just not being able to put my finger on what's causing these crashes. 3 hours streaming for this, yeah, how disappointing. But I suppose the thing is you can't even tell much from that. You can see the video, but that doesn't indicate why it's crashed. Never mind. So I really need to, really need to sort this out, because I don't want to be streaming and have these random crashes. I mean, this has gone for quite a long time, and not given us any dramas. It's just strange that it crops up now. So I'm going to do some digging, do some reports. Yeah, it's weird though. I mean, I think it's only started since I've installed Concorde, so maybe I'll just get rid of Concorde and see how we get on and try a stream tomorrow without it. Although I do want to fly Concorde, but anyway, I'll do some digging and see what we can come out. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it says Vulkan device loss error, but I don't know if it's a memory issue. I know we've got some texture issues, like when we arrived at Heathrow you could see all the textures were blocky, but preferably if it doesn't crash it would be ideal. So, yeah, and I'm just thinking, I tell you what we could do. We could probably, with the shots that I've got from this, recreate our fuel load, take off from Rotterdam, head in to Amsterdam again, and finish the flight on smart cars, but I doubt it. Yeah, well, I mean, I've got 32 gig of RAM, so it should. I mean, it can only be the graphics RAM, can't it? Or the beta, but you're not using it, and it's stable. Okay. Thing is, I get such a frame rate improvement with it. It does make a big difference to the smoothness of the sim. It was really hitting 20 frames in clouds before, so it really does need to come along. So I can imagine they are having teething trouble, so I'm going to have a think. Maybe I'll do some reinstallation, start from scratch and see if we can go from there. But anyway, thanks for what was an epic evening, guys. We were doing quite well up until that point. It would have been 3.5 hours and we would have been on the ground, but alas, it was not to be, so I'm going to have to do some serious thinking before I waste all of your time again. I thought I'd fixed it and it seemed okay, especially with Concorde, which is a fair old beast. So clearly it wasn't. I'm going to get to the bottom of that tomorrow. But for now, thanks very much. I hope I don't waste as much time next time, but I look forward to seeing you again. So from me, very regretfully, and a very late sign off, it's farewell, goodbye. Look, dizzy. Not dizzy from the holds. It's a very sad goodbye, but stay safe, look after yourselves. Farewell, good night for now. Thanks for joining, Phil. I'm glad you had a good flight. And guys, thanks for watching as always. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully we can get back into the swing of things and practicing and learning some more things and helping you out with your flights as well. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye for now. Take care.